Most of them have disbanded except for like me and this one black doctor named Ryan White wish each other happy birthday every year.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. We need some kind of. Well, what's your concern with anonymity here?
The shot you guys talk about here.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't mean it reflects on you. You're just a. Yeah.
I am just.
This
Good
is like
Samaritan.
Kevin Hart stuff people dig up in 10 years and then cancel you.
Yeah, but it's like if you're just like a guest on Joe Rogan's podcast, you don't get excoriated for the other guests he's had.
Joe Rogan does.
Joe Rogan does, yeah. In this
But
case,
not the guest.
We're Joe Rogan, and you're Bernie Sanders.
I'm Jamie.
You're Jamie, for sure. Yeah. Caden said he's Jamie. I don't know if you can hear. Well, all right, nameless fellow.
I don't care.
The Fish.
The fish, yeah.
Freshnala.
So what's good?
What it is, host?
It's a holy weekend for the Mormons.
Indeed.
My grandma died.
Rest in
Dead
peace.
ass.
Pour one out.
Pour one out for the grandmas.
F's in the chat.
Press F to pay respect. What else happened? Trump got corn dog, which is hilarious.
And his wife.
And his wife. And like everybody in his cabinet, it seems like.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Like 5 senators now, too.
It would be so funny if they all died. I would be so happy if literally all of them just died of corn dog like November 9th.
Does that mean Pence becomes...
Yeah, I mean...
Pence runs against
I'm not saying it's desirable.
Biden?
I'm just saying, like, it would be hilarious. Yeah, I think Pence would.
I hope Biden gets it too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like Biden. I'd like Pence to get it.
All of them.
Biden's
Pelosi.
already got something worse than COVID.
That's true.
Does he?
I mean, dementia's pretty rough.
It is
Than
rough,
just a cough.
But he seems... I mean, after the debate, it's not like he's so deep in dementia. I mean...
Listen, fat.
Look, fat. Look, I don't want any malarkey here, Jack. I think he's in the early stages of dementia.
I think he's deep.
Minimum.
Nah, I mean, he's saying some weird crap, but what old person doesn't? I'm not... In 6 months, in a year, he's going to be totally gone. For sure. I mean, the presidency ages people, and he's already 400 years old.
Yeah, there's no way
Well, yeah, and then he
make
got
it
into the
coherently
Senate
out of his first
400
year.
years ago.
He's
Yes.
yeah.
For sure.
So Trump was the oldest dude to get elected for his first term,
Yeah.
and Biden I think is 4 or 5 years older than Trump,
Damn.
and this is 4 years into Trump.
For sure.
That's
so it's
wild.
like
I think he's
Biden will take the crown by like half a decade or something.
I think he's only 2 years older. I think Trump's 75 and Biden's 77.
I could have swore it was 4 or 5
I
years.
got you. I'm already on.
I don't know. They're all old as sin.
Yeah.
You know what's... Oh, my gosh.
77.
Can you not type?
Nah.
It's faster.
It's not
One
faster.
No, it's not because I beat you to it.
It's fast.
Trump is 74.
Yeah, but this is your full-time job.
That's true. Well, that's why
You're a professional.
Trump's 74.
So 3 years different.
I thought he was 70. Yeah, June 14th, 46.
46.
I was thinking about it, and I feel like until you get to be like 65, nowadays it's like 60 or 65, you're pretty much a human being. And then after that point, you're just old. Some people get old at like 50, where they're just like in old person territory. But some people, like, you can hold on to it up until maybe like 60 or 65 if you are in really good shape, if you're really healthy. But after that point, like 70, there's no hot 70-year-old in the world.
Dude, they are both older than Clinton.
Joan Rivers, rest in peace.
No.
Then,
You know what's wild is like I remember when I was a kid, or even like still, maybe this just means that I'm old as crap, but like I remember, like thinking, my grandma was born in the teens.
yeah.
That's what age grandmas are. And now grandmas are like in like
I know.
40s,
Boomer.
50s, 60s.
Boomer age.
Yeah. And
60s.
it's like, that doesn't seem that, you know what I mean? Like, I think
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain was born in like 1967 or some crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like people who I still think are like young-ish
Yeah.
are actually old as dirt now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I remember like when I was a kid thinking like I had a moment where I was like, okay, all the hot women in the world were born either in the late 60s or early 70s. That's the range for hot women. And like part of that was just based on me having a very limited understanding of the world as a kid, but also it is weird. It's trippy that like things like that don't stay the same. You
Yeah.
have to keep relearning.
Right. And I think about like, I remember also as a kid, you'd hear like some cock rock and you'd be like, this is some old music.
Yeah.
And then I think about the music that I like and I'm like, oh, that shit's like 30 years old. And it's like, and I think about like the 80s and I'm like, oh, the 80s was like 15, 20 years ago. And
I
it's like,
know.
no, we're going on almost 40.
The weird thing to me is that like the distance between Imagine Dragons getting big
Ew.
or like, yeah, some kind of crappy, like something I think of as like
Muzak.
basically
Adult
popular
contempo.
music now. A lot of that stuff, like the distance from that time until now is like the distance from a lot of the cock rock stuff until Nirvana.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing to me,
Right.
is just realizing what a short period of time that was. But back then it seemed like ancient history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the late 2000s and early 10s could go up against any other period as the worst time period in the history of man. Because
Yeah.
at that time you had that dumbass everyday I'm shuffling crap. Remember that group?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
LMFAO.
Yeah. They were like Speedos
Yeah.
and Afros.
Rafflemo.
And everybody's wearing neon pants and
Yeah.
chunky ass like Osiris shoes like it's 2000 again.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it was just a gross time.
High tops.
High top.
High tops
Any
came
high
back.
top. Yeah.
High top.
Any high
Yeah.
top. That was a rough time.
Yeah.
If I had to like wipe history of any time in recent history, that would probably be it. Like from like 2008 to 2015, I think is probably.
2005 to current.
I
Yeah,
don't know, man. There
2005
some
was the
good
start
stuff.
of the start of the.
There was some good stuff
decline.
still in like 2006.
Okay. Yeah.
2007.
07 was,
That was the beginning of the end
yes,
for sure.
absolutely. Because 06 still had some treats.
Yeah. Yeah, things just kind of suck.
Yeah.
I think always things have kind of sucked. I think if I was going to pick a period of time to eliminate from history, it would be all of human history.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would talk about how she's like, "Oh, fashion's cyclical. It comes back."
Uh-huh.
She's like, "You'll make fun of bell bottoms now, but they'll be back in style." And I don't think bell bottoms ever came back as bell bottoms, but they came back as bootcut jeans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And stuff like that. And I remember
Well, mom jeans came back.
mom jeans is what's hot on the street right now.
That didn't. I mean, yeah, they are. It's typically like a 20, 30 year
Exactly.
cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, oh crap, I just totally lost it. What was some lame fashion? Oh, like skinny jeans was cool back like in the 80s, and that
Yeah.
went away. And then MC Hammer pants made a comeback in like 2012 for a minute.
Really?
Yeah, very brief. Yeah.
MC
But
Hammer pants. It's like the
it's called-
precursor to joggers.
What's streetwear is what.
Yeah.
Yeah, like joggers. You know, the big
Damn.
saggy diaper.
Yeah.
Type,
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to me. And like I think back, and I'm like, you go back to like the golden age of all humanity, and it's like Jinkos and Lee Pipes jeans and crap.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, how was any company behind this trend? You know what I mean? Like if I'm Lee, the maker of Pipes pants,
Yeah.
I would be like, dude, the cost of making these pants, we are
like
spending
3 times
4
as
pairs
much.
of jeans fabric to
For
build
sure.
these things.
They probably cost that much though.
I don't think they did. Like, I think they were, fairly standard for jean prices now. And
Really?
everything's skinny and streamlined
Exactly.
now.
Yeah,
And now it's like all about efficiency. 'Cause
Yeah.
If they're
waste
all the
is a
same,
thief.
They
if
just
jeans
barely
are always
opened
the
up
same
China
price.
for manufacturing though back then.
Yeah.
Things was hot for manufacturing.
But yeah, I think back to like all throughout the 2000s, it was just like we just found this picture. We were looking at it, and it was Griffin playing with Caden.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Oh,
like
yeah.
'02, and his pants, you could for real make a parachute out of them.
We're saying like
Badass.
his silhouette is
Yeah.
just like flowy.
So big.
That's awesome.
It's very chonky.
Yeah.
That's
and it's
freaking
like,
awesome.
I mean, his shoes were gigantic.
He
pants
had
were
probably
gigantic.
6 extra inches of
Fabric.
fabric at the
Yeah.
below his foot that were just bunched up.
And there was probably like 4 or 5 extra inches of diameter
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the pant leg.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is like seeing like NBA like
Yes.
NBA players in suits back in like the
Their
90s.
draft night. Yeah,
Oh,
like LeBron
hilarious.
James's draft night is like one of the funniest pictures you can find on the
Or
internet.
even like you look at that Michael Jordan documentary.
Yeah.
You look at all,
I mean,
all
yeah,
the
what
suits
he's
they
wearing.
wear to every
Yeah.
single game. You're just like,
Yeah.
or they're fat. They think they're trendy. Well, they
that-
are.
But that's what's funny is you look at them and they're not nearly as foolish as like LeBron James because that was
Yeah.
like the most extreme. So like Michael Jordan's wearing like a 4-button suit because that's what was hot, what
Hell
was
yeah,
hot in
dude.
like the late 80s, early 90s, whatever that was, mid to late 90s. LeBron James is wearing like a 6-button parachute.
What?
Look
So
at this
good.
white. Like pull. Yeah. Just show the top one. Sorry, I'm trying to block this light so you're not blinded.
It's amazing.
And they actually,
It's comical.
I just read an article about that. I think it was probably like 2 years ago. They were like, it's the 15-year anniversary of LeBron James's draft night, and they interviewed a ton of these dudes, and they're like,
Yeah.
"What the freak were you thinking? And who was your stylist? And have you fired them since then?"
Sure.
And they're all talking. They're like, "Yeah, like look at, Carmelo's got like a 7-button suit."
A few of them
That's
have
hilarious.
like
Yeah.
it's buttoned up to the knot.
You know they didn't.
It's
They
to
didn't
the
have a
knot.
stylist, dude. It was just like
No, they do.
yeah, right.
Really?
Not
Dead
back
serious.
then.
Yeah,
now
They're
they
probably
do.
No.
issued. They were probably
No,
issued
man.
one.
No, so I'm telling you, dude. I read this article and like all the style. They had the players and the stylists, and they were like, "That's what was hot. Like this baggy hip hop culture was cool." And if somebody, I think it was, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a stylist and not a player. The stylist was like, "The more fabric you had on, the more stylish you were."
That's
and they were like, "So
hilarious.
we were just trying to find these guys, ultra baggy, wide leg, just gigantic suits." And I mean, these dudes are all like 6.5, 7 feet tall anyway. And then
They're wearing close to 15 pounds
exactly
of fabric
Yeah.
on their person.
They've got just like reams of this crap.
Yeah, but how many of those stylists are like, you know, some guys like, yo, dog, you came up in the block with me.
Yeah.
You're my stylist.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you think back to that period. I bet you P Diddy was wearing some crazy shit back then too, and he was well rich by that
For
point.
sure. But what I'm saying is like, stylists nowadays, I feel like a lot of things have sort of conglomerated, like style awareness has kind of like conglomerated. Whereas like P Diddy's stylist back in the day, what credentials did P Diddy's stylist
That's
have?
what I'm saying. I'm saying he probably did have some kind of street cred because he was rich.
Yeah, which
it wasn't like some dude that he came up with. You know what I mean? I'm
Maybe
sure it
not,
was like.
but
I'm thinking he had money. I mean, he made Sean John and crap. He knew designers.
yeah.
I don't think random dudes sit down at a sewing machine and are like, "Yo, bro, let me pound out these sweatpants for you that are baggy as shit."
I mean, that's what they look like.
I don't think that's how it went.
Maybe.
I think there was some qualified professionals in there making bad decisions.
I mean, that's what Kanye did.
Yeah, yeah.
He just
same
sat
thing.
down at a sewing machine.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, this looks cool," and people bought into it.
Yeah.
I want some white cloud-looking shoes.
Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of his new Yeezys that he posts on Twitter?
No.
I feel like I did, but I don't remember what they look like right now.
They're wild.
Style's crazy, man. Fashion, not style.
Fashion is
Fashion
crazy,
is freaking
yeah.
interesting because
It is.
It's weird. It's
And
like
it's like if you know a lot about it, you can like communicate so much with how you dress.
yeah.
But I pretty much just wear dark clothing, and I just don't want to stand out.
I've told Shaylee like
Correct.
a million times. I'm like, I've moved towards being the most plain that I can be.
Yes.
sure.
And aside from this
absolutely.
ridiculous haircut and mustache that I'm rocking right
Hell
now,
yeah, dude.
if you were to take a picture from me from the past like 5 years and then 5 years into the future, you would not be able to tell what year it was
Yep.
because I'm just like this androgynous, like
Androgynous.
ambi style.
Yeah. I just want to have like, I don't want to stick out in any way.
Right.
I don't want to stick out looking like I'm being real fashionable. I don't want to stick out like I look like a dork.
Yeah.
I just want to be
Look
under
as
the radar.
normal. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
look like the most boring person in the world.
Yeah.
especially because I already look weird enough having like a dome that's visible
Bald
for the world.
head, red eyes.
Red eyes.
What was the rest of the description?
Red. It was black eyes, red hair.
That was it. Black eyes, red hair.
Who said
Badass,
this?
dude. This is my ex-wife.
In the divorce
In the
proceedings.
divorce, she's like, yeah. So like anyway, she was like red, black eyes, red hair, and it's like,
Close.
have you seen a picture of me at least?
Are you sure we were
together
married?
for a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to go for the most nondescript kind of era neutral
Mhm.
Right.
fashion.
Yeah.
I'm
Try
trying
not
go
to
for-
stand out, just kind of more to blend, not like Ryan, not to look stupid, not to look trendy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a happy
Chameleon.
medium. Yeah.
hmm My thing is like I get caught up in fanciful ideas every few years. Like every few years in my life, I've been like, oh, like when I was like 14, 13. No, I must have been younger than that because it was like right when I moved to Bakersfield. So like 12, I was like, I need to look like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
That would
with
be a
that.
good look.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Lots of purple.
so I looked up like clothing that resembles that, and it's like, okay, so I'm going to wear like genie pants and
Moon
like a
boots.
girl's jean jacket,
Boots.
Yeah, like a crop top jean
like a
jacket.
crop top jean jacket and like genie pants, like
And a
I Dream of
sword.
Genie. So it's all cross dressing basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, that'd be a cool look, but not really. And I was like, at the time, I was like, it's weird because it looks cool in the cartoon, but then I Google I don't know,
Cartoon that was
whatever.
drawn 10
Yeah, I
years
was like,
ago.
I look at
Yeah.
clothes that look like this in real life, and I was like, man, this looks so not cool.
Yeah.
And then like I just figured, okay, well, I just don't know how to like translate this into reality. And then I see cosplayers, and it's like, oh no, actually, all those clothes are just dumb.
Yep.
I just think it's cool because he could shoot beams out of his hands.
Correct.
Yeah. It's
These are the.
it's pretty interesting.
When we
What
when
the
I
hell?
when
That's
I
a
watched
mouse.
JoJo, like a lot of the JoJo stuff was drawn.
Mhm.
Ugh, freaking A.
Mhm. That's
looks
an
like the-
ergonomic mouse.
It looks like the new Salt Lake Airport
Yeah, it does.
design architecture.
Yeah,
Um,
which is freaking litty, by the way.
I bet we didn't. I
It's
haven't
just-
seen it. Well, I was in the parking garage.
Security is so much easier to go through right now.
That's crazy because security used to take all of 4 minutes anyway.
I know, but now it takes all 2 minutes. Okay, what were you saying?
JoJo.
Oh
Freshnala?
yeah, like JoJo. Yeah, it was all drawn like a decade or two prior,
Mm-hmm.
and so the fashion is just like whacked. And they kind of represent certain decades, certain points in time is when these events take place, and their fashion reflects that. And you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
why JoJo's got that flared, tight pants.
Yeah.
Because you watch it now, it's like this
Mhm.
is not normal at all. This is not current.
And it's I wonder who's making this stuff up. Like it's crazy how this like infiltrates society, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, yeah, I got to get on that skinny jean. Got to
It-
get on
know.
that.
Well, one, it's just fashion designers in general,
Yeah.
like stuff that happens at what are they called? Fashion show weeks or whatever.
Synagogues.
Close. And then it's that, and then it is, like culture, just like hip hop. Any kind of recording artist, like Justin Bieber made that saggy diaper fashion.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Hot,
saying.
dude.
It's like
He made that cool
how did we decide? How did everybody decide at the same time? That's cool.
because they
Okay.
see it and they're like, they want like Ryan with the freaking trunks.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I want to be that. I want that.
The soggy diaper thing, though, I have a theory about where that came from.
Person.
I think.
Are you
that
talking about like the shirts that are dresses too?
No, the
pants?
yes, both, but the pants that the inseam sags.
Uh,
to
Yeah,
the
it's like
knee.
at your knee.
Yeah,
That's out of necessity for some people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anything about.
I don't think so. Do you think Bieber's hanging massive dong?
No, I
that.
don't
Dude
know.
hangs dong.
Third leg, baby.
I don't know.
That would be hilarious if
Wouldn't it?
Justin Bieber had a huge dick.
Does he not have nudes?
He probably does.
Not yet.
No. He's a
yet.
good Christian boy.
I'm not googling that.
Isn't he evangelical,
Google it in
ultra Christian?
private browsing mode.
Yeah. I
Google, do it in incognito.
No, don't do it on private. I want to know what recommendations Google gives you after you
Yeah.
search that.
I just saw this thing and it was somebody it was a screenshot. Somebody tweeted a picture of him, and it was like, "This is the most beautiful human being on the planet."
You.
And somebody replied, and I was like, "You can see one of those dudes at every 7-Eleven
For
you've ever
sure.
been to," because he was like real gross. Just like he had like a trucker hat. He had like 6 hairs on his mustache. Like he was just real dirty looking. And
He does look
And the
dirty.
exceptional amount of tattoos that are just emanating out of his collar.
Yeah.
It's amazing how no matter what class you belong to, if you do meth, you decide to dress a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To look a certain way.
You got to look like either Fergie or Bieber, depending on which side of the coin you're on.
The top link to that Google,
Uh-huh.
it says, contrary to popular belief, the Biebs is packing ... down under. According to an article published by the Daily Beast, the well-endowed singer was snapped by paparazzi while walking naked on the deck of his bungalow.
Oh,
Nice.
I remember that. I remember that event, but I don't recall.
event
I don't
will-
recall that headline or anything about his
Go down in history as Dongalo.
among the likes of Liam Neeson.
Yeah. What about Liam Neeson?
Dude hangs dong.
Somebody said
All I know about Liam Neeson is that he pisses himself all the time.
Really?
It's because he's got such
Yeah.
a huge dong.
Yes. One of his ex-girlfriends said he's got an Evian bottle between his legs.
That's good stuff.
Which is a
Straight
rectangle.
up
like we-
hammer.
No, so like
mentioned last week.
there are tons of pictures of him like hanging out at a party, and if he has to piss and he's at a party, he just lets it go.
Oh, Fergie do that?
Really?
Have you seen those pictures?
No.
There's pictures of her on stage just running down her leg and crap.
That's good stuff.
And it's like, this
That's
is
a commitment.
This is beyond sweat.
That's not
stains.
dedication.
Uh-huh.
That's just dirty.
Yeah.
I like that Liam Neeson like knows that he has like enough swagger or whatever that he feels confident just pissing in front of like 20-year-old girls and like continuing to talk to him, and they're getting out, and in these pictures, like there's so many pictures of this. In these and people are just like getting out their phones, taking a picture of Liam Neeson, and he's, I don't know, he's shite-faced, but like they're getting out the camera to like take a picture of him. If somebody tries to take a picture of me, I already feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I hate having my picture taken.
Steals your soul.
It does. And like every time I have my picture taken, even though I've never peed my pants, every single time I'm like, oh
Liar.
shoot, did I piss my pants? Every time anyone takes a picture of me, because I don't want people to associate pants pissing with me.
You with Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, all the time, he's just walking around and people get out their cameras and he's like, oh yeah, this is me. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, but you got to think like
With
when
piss pants.
you're that like famous and rich and you're like a 6'5" Irish dude, you kind of just do what
Yeah.
you want.
It's
And-
expected.
right. And he's like, yeah, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like it's like that Childish Gambino song "Sweatpants." Where
Yeah.
he's just, I mean, basically just saying I'm rich so I can wear whatever I like. I don't have to conform to any kind of
Yeah.
style because it's just like, well, I'm rich. If I want to go out in sweatpants, I'm gonna do it.
I mean, I feel like I don't care, but I do care. Like I don't care. I don't feel like I need anybody's approval,
Right.
but I also don't want to be a piss pants boy.
Yeah, I mean that's different. I feel like hygiene's different than
I guess that's what it is.
that's just unsanitary.
It is. It is
I mean,
also
the,
gross.
The
in
decision to
addition
not wear
bad
parachute
fashion.
pants is
Yeah.
not the same as the decision not to shite
soil
yourself.
oneself.
Yeah, in public.
He's off that proper 12, baby.
Yeah, that's
Dude, other than like medical problems, how do people piss themselves or like shite themselves?
I don't know.
Medical problems. That's it.
But
It's
I mean,
it's a conscious choice.
It's
Other
like
than medical problems.
when I went to Armenia, they're like, "Oh,
Well-
you are gonna crap your pants by the time you've left at least a few times." I didn't. I mean, I wasn't there for as long as everybody else, but
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I will never crap my pants until my like rectum ruptures.
Right. It's like if I have hands to remove my pants.
And a
For
toilet.
sure.
And
That's
the
the other thing.
facilities
If you're
nearby.
at the point where you're already like crapping your pants,
You
just
might
take
as
a
well
dump
ju-
in
yeah,
the gutter or something like
That's
that.
exactly what I was gonna say. It's like, I mean, you've lost all dignity either way.
For sure. Just now you don't have to carry it around with you.
Right.
You can at least leave the loss of dignity behind.
Right, and at least from like a legal standpoint, I figure you're going to get ticketed or whatever for the same thing. I mean, either way, you've
Depends
definitely
on
in public.
depends on the city.
I don't know, man. If you take a dump on like the sidewalk in front of Temple Square, you might get a ticket. if you like
Do it
just
in San
crap in your
Francisco?
pants, people are just gonna like look at you funny, and then walk away.
Correct.
San Francisco, you
Correct.
can do anything anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you be nude everywhere there?
You,
Full body nudity.
I mean, they don't really enforce
I
much
don't know.
of
What,
anything.
yeah, I don't know what you can and can't do, but one of my coworkers transferred out to San Francisco,
Mhm.
and the office is like deep
Totally
in it.
nude.
No, just
Oh.
deep in the heart. And she's like, dude, she sees like on her way to work, there's just like dudes with syringes shooting up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like in
When
plain
I-
view of nobody cares.
When I
Mhm.
lived and worked in San Francisco, seeing people doing drugs and people, they'd have like very nice, beautiful, open plant, kind of like in at Temple Square.
Yeah.
How they just have like in front of the church admin, not the admin, the Prophets building, the little short one.
Uh-huh.
What's that? I don't know. Anyways, how they just have a nice, beautiful planter there. They have that in San Francisco. Only the plants would all be gone, and it's just filled with homeless people. And it just like you can smell piss like for a block. Like it's
Mhm.
the amount of urine that is there in San Francisco emanates so far because it's so
Yeah.
far penetrating. It's
I mean, New York City smells like piss everywhere.
Dude,
Yeah,
New York is the
it's-
grossest place on the planet.
we went.
Yeah.
We were in it was, I think it was either San Francisco or Salt Lake. It's in the City Creek parking garage. No, it was San Francisco's parking garage. And I'm like, that's piss.
Mhm.
I just walked by a pillar and I was like, whoa, that's piss.
Yeah.
And Mom's like, what do you smell? And I was like, I smell urine. I was like, do you not smell this? As
Yeah.
someone who's worked in the medical field for 40 years.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I don't smell a thing. I'm like, how do you not smell this? This is burning.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
this,
somebody who's been pissing for most of their life.
yes. I was like, the smell of ammonia and urea is pungent. And she's
Yeah.
like, I don't smell it. I was like, we have to get out of here. And she's like, I don't know what you're smelling.
That's
like,
wild.
she's just starting to like
I mean,
contradict
my nose
me.
doesn't work too good,
Mm,
but I can smell piss real easy.
absolutely.
Yeah. Like when the boys forget to flush and
Oh, it'll come
like
wafting.
if they wake up before me, which is rare, but like if they wake up before me, sometimes they'll forget to flush the toilet or they don't because they don't want to wake me up, which is kind of nice.
Hmm.
But I'll wake up and I'll like get up out of bed and I'm like, oh, they pissed.
Oh, man.
Dang.
Smelly babies.
They are
Superman.
smelly babies. They're probably dehydrated. That's probably what that means.
Yes.
I know a thing or two about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, San Francisco is like the wild with the things they allow there.
Yeah.
It is like unto a third world country.
Dude, how's your piss density these days? Are you clear?
Me?
Going clear.
All of you going clear? Are you going clear?
No, I haven't been clear.
But depends on my operating level.
You were clear for a while.
Operating Thetan.
That's true. When I started working out again,
Yeah.
I got clear. 'Cause
But now you have thetans again?
yeah.
I saw.
You gotta get your piss thetan free.
I saw a picture of a urinal at some college, and they have a
Yeah.
color chart,
Yep.
and it was like, if it's clear, it's like champions piss clear, and then at the bottom it was like, you are a disgrace to yourself and your family.
Weeds,
Yeah.
And in
piss
between,
dark.
in between it was
Mhm.
like, you let your teammates down. Coach is
Yeah.
mad at you, and it had different shades for
Yeah.
each of these levels, and it was like,
They had,
I
like
always wanted to see those.
someone got paid. This is the thing. If this is at a college, like a university, their
Mhm.
tuition
Yeah.
went towards the printing
yeah,
and
and lamination.
Very true.
the labor for someone to apply that in
Yeah.
there to let people know what color their urine. This is college education. This isn't
Indeed.
this isn't elementary school.
Dude, I'd like to know.
This is future leaders of America.
Huh.
I wish
They
that
need
was
to
my
be
job.
reminded what their urine color, what their hydration level should
Yeah.
Dude, I don't stop drinking water until my piss is freaking transparent.
be. Jeez.
Until you can't even see it in
If
the air.
if I do that, I would literally be
Liam
going
Neeson.
to the bathroom probably every 15 to 30 minutes.
That was me when
That's
when
pretty
I,
much-
yeah, when I went into the office, it was at least once an hour.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I would try to drink. I would drink anywhere from like 2.5 to 4 liters a day.
Hell yeah.
You sound like Biff from Grimway, man.
Yeah, well, he was
Steroids.
cycling. Yeah,
Mm.
There's this guy. He just this chubby dude. He just started working out, started hitting the gym
Mhm.
hard. It became
Mhm.
his life, and he would drink
Badass.
a lot he was probably drinking in an 8-hour workday. He was drinking at least a gallon,
Water.
right? Yeah, a gallon of what? Just water from the water cooler. At least a gallon. It was a lot. So I didn't get to witness him hit the. Even though my office was right in front of the bathroom, I didn't get to see. I wasn't keeping track of his urination schedule frequency, but
yeah,
he
so
was.
he ain't been hitting the flesh.
yeah.
Motherfucker. Wild that Dr. Drew just dropped the N word
Just shrugged it off.
on
a
regular TV.
I mean, it was
nationally
kind of like
syndicated radio as well.
I mean, late night programming.
Late night programming, but regular TV.
Correct. Yeah.
TV that you can get with just, you don't have to pay for that.
I think it's because I don't want to say he's not ignorant to because of his age. He didn't.
Oh no,
he didn't.
It's just a different time.
It was just
I know he thinks. Yeah, exactly. I know he knows that is not like if he were to say that to an African American's face, that would not be acceptable.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
It's
a joke.
Yeah, I think
I was just about to say. I think
he's just playing the part.
Yep, playing a part. I was just about to say.
Exactly.
Nobody gets pissed at an actor when they use that in a film that they're doing.
No one got pissed at Leo.
Nobody got pissed at Quentin Tarantino when he made the Django.
Exactly.
They started getting pissed.
170 N-words.
When Leo's
They've
dropping
started
them,
getting pissed about it though. That's the thing. They've started getting pissed about that, and it's like nowadays, there's no way that Dr. Drew would do that.
Right
nowadays,
No,
Yeah.
of course
that would not fly.
I'm surprised he hasn't found it and tried to, or Comedy Central, Viacom hasn't tried to scrub it.
Oh, for sure. I'm surprised he hasn't been canceled for it.
Exactly. Like if we know about it, there's got to be other people, other
It's just
Stevie
because-
stoners that know about crank yankers.
No, it's just because Jezebel or like whatever one of these publications
Vice.
has not. They haven't found it because they didn't. They didn't listen to Loveline, which is why
BuzzFeed.
they're
They're too
emotionally deficient people
Yeah, right.
now. No, they were busy going to sleep, studying, nerd stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't staying up till 1 a.m. every morning listening to people call in and ask questions about masturbation. So as a result, they turned into scolds, and that's why. So they have no way of knowing. Oh, I guess that wasn't on Loveline though. That was on Crank Yankers.
That's crank yankers. But it was parody is.
No, was it?
No,
It was Crank Yankers.
Crank Yankers did, but that's what Crank
They
Yankers
pretended to
does.
be like
they
online.
bit it. That's
Gotcha.
what they do. They just take
Yeah.
current comedy and turn it into Muppet. They just have the
Yeah.
Muppets do the jig.
Dr.
Yeah.
Drew in the hizzy.
She's a
Trying
QT
to-
for
trying
real.
to hip it up a little.
Mm-hmm. All right, go where you play Monopoly.
Good, we're in the barn.
Good. We're in the barn.
Caden yesterday, like, I was in the barn.
Yeah. Yeah. Back on the fashion thing.
Yeah.
Like, there have been points in my life where I'm like, damn, it would be sweet if I got into clothing, or like if I tried to express myself, like my individuality or whatever. I just had this idea in my head as a kid that it would be really funny if like a bunch of people were hanging out and they're all dressed like at college, they're all dressed like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like t-shirts, jeans, cargo shorts, whatever people wear in Bakersfield, freaking like Confederate flag bandanas, whatever. And
Not of this world.
Yeah.
Affliction.
Pit stained, whatever, sleeve cut off, white t-shirts. But then, like I just am wearing like a 18th century, like long suit coat with like frilly things in the front and like a white expressionless mask.
And the socks up to your knees.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the whole getup.
Stockings.
Stockings, yeah.
And also just like a white expressionless mask. And I think the thing that's funny to me about that is not that that's an expression of who I am, but I like the idea of that, but also I'm just hanging out like a regular person with a bunch of regular people. Like it's just like you go to somebody's party, like a college party, everybody's drinking, they're having a good time. They're like saying whatever, bullshit 2006 political opinions
I don't
people
think you're
had.
going to be hitting the skins wearing that though.
100% you would. You would way more.
You would wearing stockings.
No
and a
doubt.
Mike Myers looking mask.
Yes. Yeah, dude. No question. The whole like pickup artist community.
Community.
Yeah.
It's like a subreddit.
No.
It's a
No.
Facebook
This
group.
is like a 2000s phenomenon.
Oh, like Tucker Max.
Tucker Max is like adjacent to it.
Tucker Max.
This is like, you know who Mystery is?
No.
Mysterio.
Oh my
Wrestler?
gosh.
Is this
So-
is this Hitch in real form?
Kinda, yeah. So this is like a group of basically proto incels where they were like, well, we have to gamify having sex with women. And so they would they tried to learn all these techniques to like trick women into wanting to have sex with them. And so like there are a bunch of things that came out of this. And there were these different gurus, like mystery was one of them. And there are all these terms associated with it. So there's like peacocking, and that was like you have to wear something ridiculous to like stand out. Well, these things have become part of popular culture now. But originally this was just part of the pickup artist community. Like peacocking was a specific term, or like negging.
Yeah.
Negging. I'm saying negging.
Yes.
Negging, it's a verb. Is that's a term that came out of pickup artist community. Because that's the thing. They had this like 8-step program you do. It's like you meet a girl, you like, you know, talk to like her friend. If she's the attractive one, you talk to your friend instead.
There's an episode of The League and Bob's Burgers that pertains to negging.
Oh, really?
In pickup form, yes, as a pickup art.
Yeah. Yeah, so this like hyper like it's really gross.
Yeah.
And I mean that's why like half of them turned into like incel gurus.
Absolutely.
And, you know, half of them, I don't know. But no, I mean like they I think just if you do something weird like that and you act like that just makes you seem confident to other people. And half of making girls like you is just being remembered by them. Being notable enough to be like that there's somebody that actually sticks out in their brain when they see you more than once.
You know, when I was like 13 or something, I wanted to dunk. And
Hell
so
yeah.
I bought this stupid ass jump training program
F you.
to like make my legs stronger. Now I know that was a bad investment. I should have invested in negging instructional videos that would have been hot back then.
You would have been hitting the skins.
Yeah.
You wanted to dunk just for girls?
No, I wanted to dunk to
professionally.
Just to dunk. But I'm saying if I'm going to self-help myself, I might as well self-help myself into
some
destroying a woman's self-esteem so that I can
Hell yeah.
get some goodies.
And her guts.
True. And destroying some guts. Yeah, that's true. That would have been better.
It's weird to me that communities like that exist.
Not to me.
I mean,
You know
it
how
is to me.
desperate people are?
I guess.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but the fact that they congregate together and form communities.
You know how horrible this world is?
Yeah, but it's funny to
Vaguely.
me that it's like it's a combination lock. They're like, all right, first you go number 5, and then you go to 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, first you talk to her friend, and then you tell her she's ugly, but she's got a nice butt.
That's right.
And it's like
exactly.
It's like this is like some like just
Hold on, let me write
combination.
this down.
Yeah. I mean, if you're somebody that has, okay, so imagine, I mean, in some ways, I think it might be easier now, even though incels exist. Like if you imagine you're like in the 90s or like the early aughts. So you're like post, like we're well into the sexual liberation of women. But like you just suck. Like maybe you're just like really horribly ugly. Maybe you're just very unlikable. A combination of these factors. Maybe you're just very stupid. You smell bad. You never learned certain like social skills, hygiene skills, whatever. And no woman will ever want to sleep with you. I mean, that's like, it's not just about making a connection with a person that a lot of people consider to be the most important one in your life. It's also like, it is hilarious to call somebody a virgin. That's just a funny thing to make fun of somebody for.
Yeah, okay. Like a side note.
It's a social status thing.
Right.
Side note, yesterday I walked into our Walmart neighborhood market. This 20-something-year-old, 21 guy, he's wearing a black shirt, with white lettering on it. It says, "Virginity rules."
Hell yeah, dude. I want to get that shirt.
He looked like, not like he probably would have wore like an SRH shirt or, like a famous Stars and Straps type of shirt back, if he was our age, but
Yeah.
or 20 years ago. But yeah, he had this shirt that said "Virginity rules," and I'm like, is this working? Like, what is? I didn't know if it was it's supposed to be like satire that he's making fun of it,
Yeah.
or if he really is like one of those hardcore kids that actually believes that virginity rules.
There's
Yeah.
like a whole
Yeah, that's
Virginity
tough.
Rocks line where they got like wristbands, hats.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it
Yeah,
said
probably.
rocks. Maybe it said rocks. It may have said.
Wait, do you
I
know
don't
about
remember.
this, Caden?
Yeah.
Oh, there is like a whole thing.
Yeah, there's like wristbands, hats, shirts. There's like a
Man.
whole like line of virginity.
Who is
Rock
endorsing it?
shit. People
Incels.
who are,
Yeah,
I'm
not incels even.
I mainly
That's
see
a-
it with people who are doing it as like a joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what
It's like girl skateboards or whatever.
I don't know.
skateboards were tight.
I'm
Yeah.
certain that 99% of incels are actually volcels. It's like
On some level.
right. I'm
Yeah.
sure there are some people who I don't know if they. I mean, it's sad, but if they're deformed or
Mm-hmm.
handicapped in some way, that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
But I think that most of the bitter jackasses on Reddit are actually volcels because it's like
Mhm.
this isn't involuntary. If you would just stop being a jackass, people wouldn't hate you so much.
I know. So
Yeah.
I've gone on their subreddit and I've because I've tried to understand it myself. And it's funny because there are a lot of people that go to the subreddit to tell them exactly that.
Yeah.
And they make fun of that in kind of a funny way. It's like, oh yeah, like my personality is the problem. It's like not the fact that I'm like a paraplegic guy who's 4'10". It's like how am I supposed to get a good personality?
Yeah.
That type of thing. And I kind of get that. But also it's like there are definitely 4'10" paraplegic guys. I mean, dude, freaking Stephen Hawking cheated on his wife.
What?
Oh, gosh.
There's a YouTube channel. It's called. His name is Wormy and the something. Can you pull this up? I want to say his name is her name is something, but his name is like Wormy, and he is probably like I don't know. He's in a wheelchair. He's kind of quadriplegic. He probably weighs close to 70 pounds. He's
Dang.
kind of emaciated, but his wife is fine.
Really?
And they've got this extremely popular YouTube channel because she's like, one sec, Squirmy and Grubs
Uh-huh.
is the name. And they just got married. They have a shout out to Squirmy and Grubs, 730K
Shout out.
subscribers. But yeah, he's, I'll pass that around. Just a
Yeah,
tiny
I'm
little
bringing it
dude,
up
but yeah, and he's a cool dude. No, his personality is cool. I don't know if he
Oh, really?
had some sort of TBI that made him that way.
See, this is
Or
what
what,
I'm
but
saying.
he's
Yep.
he's a very cool. No, he can't have TBI. He's a cool ass dude, but
This is why I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
it's-
looking right
and
now.
he's got this girl.
It's mostly voluntary. That's what I'm saying. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
this is debatable, and I don't want to like overgeneralize things, but I think in general, women are a little bit less superficial than men,
Oh yeah.
and that if you have
The
some
good
kind
ones.
of deformity, but you're a nice human being, they can look past that. At least better than most men can.
It can't just be nice though. It has to be a confluence of factors and here's the thing, I agree with you, but I think it's difficult to develop those factors if you are somebody who life has determined you're going to be a loser. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you are a like 4'10" like paraplegic guy, you can be a cool guy, but it's so much more difficult to be cool if your life sucks that bad.
Correct.
And also it's like you get cool by having like cool friends and like people and like joking around and junk like that. And it's like if you're just like miserable going to the doctor and nobody ever hangs out with you and you're always in special ed growing up even though you're not retarded, all this kind of junk, it's like how are you going to be cool?
Yeah.
You would have to be like a very special person
Yeah, you need
to
the
come out of that being cool.
You need the socialization to
Exactly.
increase
Yep.
your abilities
level
to
up.
mate.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah.
So I think you can't. I think that's more of the problem. I think it's more like what dudes are hanging out with you,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and like were you exposed to women as human beings from an early age where you could just talk to women? Like that's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these incel dudes, it's like they've literally never talked to women other than like their mom.
Yeah, see, I think that's different
yeah.
though. I mean, if you're like you're saying, if you keep using the 4'10" paraplegic, that's a different story. If you're just some loser ass dude who's bitter that women won't
Oh, for
talk
sure.
to him, those are the dudes that I'm talking about. Where
But I'm
like,
saying it's a spectrum.
yeah, no, yeah, I agree. But I think that I think you got a sliver on one end of the spectrum. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the 160 degrees
Yeah.
in the middle,
Yeah.
where it's like, no, you're just an a-hole. Like,
Yeah.
if you were just
for sure.
if you would just
Yeah.
like stop being such a bitter douche, like people might, be able to stand
Yeah.
being around you.
Okay, but if you're a hot dude, you can be a bitter douche and still pull snatch.
True.
Yeah, but
That's the thing
True.
that gets, and that's the thing that is the hang up for these guys. And I'm not saying that they should just give up as a result. Yeah, definitely. Like, if you got to play the best game that you can with the cards that you're dealt.
right.
100% you're right. I'm just saying that, like, when people see that, and then it's difficult because it is hard work to
Loserfy
weird
yourself.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But like I was saying, I think in general, men have a little bit more leeway than
Oh,
women
yeah.
do in that aspect, because dudes are just, for the most part, is she hot? If not, I'm not talking to her.
Yeah.
Whereas women will be
Well-
like, I mean, I'll
well,
talk to you in a
even
very
that,
No,
platonic
I think it's
way.
well, for me, it's 50% of that coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first like a blind meet approach. Yeah, like is
Right.
she
Yeah.
hot? But if that's 50% of the attraction level, then the other 50 is personality.
Yeah.
But if I know the person, like obviously personality wise first, then the attraction comes second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's like, I think there are just, I think it's sort of like different sides of the same coin. I think that if you want to be treated like a human being, that's easy for a guy. If you want to be treated as a potential sexual partner, that's relatively difficult for a guy. If you want to be treated as a potential sexual partner, that's easy for a girl. Be treated
Correct.
like a human being by other people, that's relatively hard.
Right.
I think that's the thing. And I think, like, it's difficult to say, like, I mean, overall, yeah, women have had the short end of the stick. But in terms of like stuff like the incel stuff, I think that if you are like a very average looking woman, or like even a little bit below average, you can definitely find guys that will like be with you. And you can even find guys that will like kill to like have a life with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a below average guy, you can definitely, like, if you have a great personality, you can find a way to have like a partner or whatever. But like, no woman is looking at a below average guy with sexual desire.
Right, but I
Yeah.
kind of think that, I mean, not to overgeneralize, but I think for the most part, women don't lead with that intention to begin with.
That's true.
Where dudes are like, is she hot? You know what? Maybe if I talk to her, I can get in there.
Yeah, maybe if I send her a
Women-
picture of my dick.
Yeah, exactly. Women are like,
That'll
oh,
do
hello,
it.
fellow human. And then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you happen to be cool. Maybe I could see you as a potential sexual.
But how
Mate.
much of that is also because, like, women, if you're getting dick pics nonstop, if guys are like checking you out everywhere you go, if like so much of your life is already sexualized, then like on the one hand, it's like that's exhausting, whatever. But on the other hand, it's like, yeah, you might as well treat everybody like a human being because you're already getting your fill of
Yeah.
like whatever unwanted sexual advance
Yeah.
and wanted. For a guy, I think there is something like that sucks for incels about the fact that like no one has ever looked at them as a desirable person.
Mm.
That would be a tough thing to deal with. I don't know how Caden does it.
Don't you worry
Rude.
about that.
If he had a microphone, we'd ask him. But
F's in the chat for Caden's Volso life.
nah, it's the guest.
Oh, you're gonna have to-
I'm gonna have to. What's the timestamp? 5040. No, it's just another 2 weeks. It's going to be delayed getting put out.
Anonymous is his name. He's sitting here in his Guy Fawkes mask.
Um,
My COVID plague mask.
Yeah.
yeah, because like every time I have to do, that's the thing. Anytime I have to do any work at all on these episodes, I'm just like, anytime I'm doing anything at all, I'm just like, okay, I really should work on the podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, I have to spend 30 seconds putting in the intro music. I'm like, I'll do it a different day. And
Yeah.
then that just like adds up to a week. So this just got delayed another 2 weeks.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
For
Shout out to
freaking real.
Shaq, who was trying to listen to this
On his drive
on his
home.
drive
Yeah.
home. He ain't
That
getting
ain't happening. Nah, maybe I just got back on Vyvanse.
Oh, there's hope for us yet.
Yep.
Trip balls.
That's
Yeah.
why. Can you guys tell that I'm re-autistic right now?
No.
Oh,
Really? I took a very low dose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Microdosing.
I'm microdosing meth. That is really what Adderall
It is.
is.
It is. No, yeah, you look on the label. It says Adderall, and then in parentheses, amphetamine.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Close parentheses.
Yep.
Very
Yeah, I know. When I first saw it, I was like, "Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
nice. Wow.
this is prescribed."
Yeah.
This meth is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no
Why
one's-
haven't you donned your meth head attire then?
It's because it's the dosage.
Oh, yeah.
If you microdose,
So you're just going to get like
you
meth
don't
head shoes, not like the whole outfit?
you don't have
Yeah,
holes in
well-
your clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost
Cigarette
I
burns.
do have holes in my clothing. Just
Are
not
they
these clothing.
Are they cigarette burns?
Not all of them. I just, I don't look like a meth head yet,
Ah.
but I'm getting there. Like, watching True Detective season 1. When I see old Rust,
Mhm.
like I know, I'm not saying that I'm gonna wind up there,
Mhm.
but I'm like, what?
I said because you don't have hair.
Because I don't have hair. That's one reason. Yes, thank you. I'm also shorter. So let's just
Less
get
con-
all of the
less
obvious
conventionally
physical
beautiful.
characteristics. I'm
You aren't
also not
blonde.
that old.
You're
I'm
not-
not blonde.
You're not from
It's very
Texas.
good.
You don't have that.
I was gonna say, I think he may be equally part victim of drugs and victim of having lived in Louisiana for the past 30 years.
That's part of it.
Mm,
But
I don't know which is the culprit for his.
Louisiana will
Appearance.
do that
I grew up
to
in
you,
Cal City and Bakersfield.
which is
and
an
now I live in
amalgamation,
Utah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
a much whiter version of Louisiana.
Utah has definitely like probably smoothed me out a bit as a person. But I don't know. I just feel myself like getting weirder each year. Like I feel like I was a very weird child.
Agreed.
Confirm. I can confirm that.
Concur.
And then I found a way to like engage with other human beings
That was me.
for like, yeah, that was thanks mostly to Austin, for like 2 or 3 years. And then I was just like, and then I just started getting weirder again. And I got like, and then, but I was still sort of able to engage with other human beings for like another 10 years. And now I'm getting re-weirded. And part of that is Vyvanse, because like I feel like I may have been like Aspergery, and then I got cured, but it was like a Flowers for Algernon scenario, where
Shout
like
out to sophomore year.
where now I'm like re-becoming Aspergery, autistic, and part of it is like I'm just like the choices that I've made in life, the fact that I live in a dungeon and don't go outside.
I think part of that though is not necessarily you or your surroundings. I think that's just getting old. It's like I was telling Caden
Oh, yeah.
the other day. I'm like, I saw, I don't remember what the word was, but I saw some word, some slang word, and I was like, what the f does that mean?
With no cap.
No, maybe it was cap. Yeah, I'm like, what the freak does that mean? How does cap mean like bullshit? Like how do I don't understand it. And
Yeah.
I'm just like this crotchety old dude. And it's like I guess in high school I was hip to all these words and I used them, incorporated in my vernacular. But now I'm like,
Hip to what's happening.
yeah, I'm like low key. I'm capping this high key.
Dead ass.
Dead
Dead
ass.
ass. I dislike.
Quit being so extra.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's just like all these dumb freaking words.
They're
and I'm
horrible.
like,
Horrible descriptors.
yeah. At least when we use dumb words, they were made up words. We
Yeah,
weren't
but that's the thing.
repurposing
That's the
normal
thing.
words to be
Correct.
dumb.
At the time, I didn't like kids' slang.
Yeah.
I just liked the slang that we came up with. Because
Also
I
known
felt-
as kid slang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
technically, bitch.
it was made
but
up.
I'm saying like I didn't like the way that most kids talked around me back then.
Yeah.
So, my wife and I, we've been watching this TV show called Pen 15 on Hulu. Shout
Oh
out to
yeah,
Pen
yeah,
15.
yeah. Is that good?
It's fantastic.
Really?
If you want to see an scathing indictment of the year 2000 in fashion,
Really, really?
it's great.
Man, because I saw
It's-
ads for it and I was like, this
it's-
could be really good or this could be dog shit.
It's good.
Yeah.
So my wife, she doesn't get it as well as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am about their age in real life as well.
Uh-huh.
And so to see for instance, the episode we watched yesterday, they
Yeah.
meet a new friend because they're like best friends. They don't do any. So their social group is just one.
Yeah.
They introduce a new woman into their lives, and she's saying new words, introducing new words, new things, and she's saying the word like load, like that's so loaded, which would be the equivalent of like tight or cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be like, oh, that's so loaded. And then I was thinking back, I was like, man, did we? And the rest of the episode, they continue to repeat it. Be like, for instance, they're shopping, and they're like, oh, that's so loaded. Yeah, that's so loaded. Yeah, that's such a loaded T-shirt. Meaning cool.
Gosh.
Yeah, and you just cringe.
that.
You're just like, this is not. This is difficult to watch. But it is.
Deadass.
It is what we did. And I whenever I watch this show and certain things come up, I'm like, did I say these words? Like, for example, loaded. I'm like, did I say like tight or sick all the time when I was in high school? Like, and to the extent they did, because whenever I heard new words come up when I got to high school, I tried not to say them a lot because I knew I'd be like overusing them, I guess. But I mean, in junior high, when you're much more stupid
Yeah.
and you have no control over what you're saying, it made me think, I'm like, man, did I say like stupid words like that over and over? Like, yeah, that's so low, that's tight, it's tight. And maybe I did. I'd have to ask my parents to confirm if I did in fact just repeat like
They also
repetitively.
wouldn't know though, because you'd have to like, because you talk differently around your peers
Right.
at school than you do around your parents.
True. Well, in the what I'm referencing, their mothers take them on a mother-daughter shopping trip, and so they're just kind of sitting back, like
Yeah.
staring at them sideways, like, what are they saying? Like, what? And I'm wondering if my parents have an event very similar to that. Like, if our friends came over and we're saying stupid stuff, like back, skateboarding, bringing all of our skateboard goons over in the summer, and have us just kind of clown around. Like, I'm wondering if we said stupid
They probably
words.
sat
like
there in awe of how freaking
Exactly.
awesome we were because we were like,
no,
because they were like, Bunner. That's a good word.
Yeah.
How do I?
I'm
Can you use that in a sentence for me?
I'm
Yeah.
appropriating that one.
I'm gonna write that one down. You're just sitting there with a notepad,
Yeah.
Just like
a moleskin.
just kind of looking over their shoulder. Oh yeah, Bunner.
I will say that Bunner is one of my favorite words ever created.
Thank you, Robert Smith the Fourth from
Saddam
Taft,
Smith.
California.
All of you.
If you hear this, and Britton Smith,
Yeah.
if you guys are listening,
Britton Smith.
please subscribe.
Not the creator of the word, but the most
Most
used
bunnerish.
target for that word.
Yeah.
Britton, quit being a bunner.
So effective.
Bunner.
It's
the
timeless
best word.
too.
Yeah, it is.
It
yeah.
doesn't offend.
No.
Dude, the boys
It
are
hasn't
so
evolved
funny.
into offensive.
Yeah.
The boys are so well. Their friends have started using Bunner.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
It's so great hearing on like Fortnite, hearing some little kid in the background being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was just being a bunner." It's so
It's a
weird.
pandemic
It's
of
trippy.
words.
Yeah.
It's to the point now. I mean, it was like this when I was a kid, but it's like I don't care if people. I mean, if you can't infer how I'm using this word,
Yeah.
then you don't need to know what it means. And it's to the
Exactly.
point now where Shaylee doesn't even bother to explain it. Like Shaylee's sister and brother-in-law and their kids came over here, and I'm like, "Quit being a bunner, dude."
Yeah.
And they're like, "A what?" And
A
I'm like,
bunner.
"Just don't."
You
One
get it. You get
boom
it
bun.
from.
Yeah.
You can tell by my inflection in the inference.
Yep.
It's
What
like your
you are
kids-
doing is wrong.
Yeah, your kid's being a dick. So I'm like, "Quit being a bunner," and you are like, "What does that mean?"
Etymology, Old
Yeah.
English, bun.
One who buns.
One
Yep.
of the bun.
Yeah.
Yeah, some serious bunner action.
Bunner action is the best.
Yeah.
The best part is that there's action applied to the
Yep.
end of it.
Oh man.
That was
Yeah.
Bunner action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the inference thing is important. I think part of it is I was probably at my intellectual peak when I was like junior high age, and like I decided to translate as much of that as I could into learning how to be a human being over like a 1.5, 2-year period, and so like a lot of it for me was intentional. I never liked the idea of using popular words except for tight. Tight I used from like the time I was in elementary school because all the teenagers I knew used the word tight.
Yeah.
And I liked the way it sounded.
Yeah.
It sounded tight. But
I see what you did there.
but then like I started like making up slang words because I had access to all these slang words, and so I started making up slang words and telling my friends, which, you know, I didn't have any real close friends growing up, but I told all my friends, like, I would just make up. I was like, race. That's race. People say that all the
Oh
time.
my gosh.
And they'd be like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And so then they would keep using it, and it was funny to me. And then
Because you're being a dick.
because I was being a dickhead, but also because I was like, tight doesn't mean tight, but it can
True.
mean tight.
I think about this all the time, about words such as like tight, like and but
Yeah.
I mean, something that's kind of withstood the test of time has been cool, but I mean, it is not necessarily
Cool.
the temperature of what you are referencing is not below 50 degrees.
Well, same thing with hot. I mean, hot's the
true.
same way. I mean, like, oh,
Uh-huh.
she's hot.
That's true.
So
Bad. I think
Bad
came
became-
about in the 80s.
So-
I
don't
remember
think
saying
that's-
it a lot when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like it kind of, for me, it came about when like tight, like, man, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yo, dude,
Uh-huh.
that looks bad.
I think bad is
But
like
it did come about in the 80s,
black
certainly.
dudes in the 60s, and then it eventually like leaked out
Yeah.
into white dudes in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right. I just, yeah.
I think I think teenagers naturally have like a desire to mess around with words. I think it's just like a
I think it's
biological thing,
a
probably.
desire to fit in, and hearing these words, like, you know, say, brings them into.
But they also
cool.
make new ones all the time. Like teenagers do it all around
Extra.
the world. In every culture, teenagers are making up new words. That's one of the main reasons that languages change is because of teenagers specifically. Not just like young adults. It's like for whatever reason, it's like that period of time, they're not just trying to fit in. I think that's part of it. I think it's part of what motivates it. But there's something weird, like
Motivator.
something weird in the brain that makes like teenagers want to mess around with words and create new words. And I think some people just like it more than others. Like I loved it. It was like one of my favorite things in life was making up new words and like abusing the English language.
So.
And then I never stopped liking it.
That means, by default, that you are a toxic person.
100%.
Toxic.
Bro.
Toxicity,
You're so
bro.
toxic,
Bro.
right? Dude, you're so toxic.
Dude, we should get Caden's friends on guest on this podcast
Yeah, we could, but then it
for
would
about 15 minutes.
You'd end up muting their track. It'd just be us
Yeah.
talking around these dumbasses.
That's true.
You could put a rim shot every time they say toxic, just to emphasize how often
Yeah.
that word appeared, or anytime they say
Toxic.
extra.
Dude, I
toxic.
still going back to tight. I still think tight is the coolest word.
Tight is a good one.
Like I think about like especially. I mean, we quote the crap out of it because in Breaking Bad, Tuco says it. He does it, freaking rails some meth, and then he's like tight,
know.
tight, and it's like my favorite scene.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
then the same thing, even in The Wire. I mean, D'Angelo's yo, that was tight, yo, and I'm like, this is just such a stupid word, but
It
it's
is.
freaking awesome.
Yep.
The first time I heard the word clean
Uh-huh.
was from, shout out to Jake Anderson, 2008. He said it in regards to, he's like, yeah, it looked real clean. I'm like, clean?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
I don't think that's a.
That's
I don't
not a
know.
bad
I don't
one.
know if I could pinpoint when I heard that. That seems like.
I did not hear that until I met Jake Anderson.
One of my top 5 words is cool. I think it's so funny. Like when I was a kid, I used to just like talk about things being cool all the time as like just like a sarcastic like what is it called? Misanthrope child.
Yeah.
Just like
Would-
anytime.
Would you even say you were a ne'er-do-well?
I was definitely I was doing a lot of well as a kid. When I'm talking about like
Where did
7 years
hold
old.
on. Where did the V go in ne'er do well?
It's an apostrophe.
I know, but where did it go?
It's
It
all
would-
Why was it?
It's
why was it
English.
excised.
Dude,
It's
look in
the
the hymn book.
holiest
Everything
letter.
is. Yeah.
It's just funny. Like, what if we just start? I mean,
You
it sounds
can't-
like you're from England,
There's
just
so-
apostropheing in
That's
the
where
middle
it came
of words.
from.
Ne'er do well.
You know, you're just like,
I'm lazy they had to jam an
I'm gonna
apostrophe.
climb the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just flinging in
that's the thing,
apostrophes.
there's
It either
no
came from
accent.
England or Leighton.
That's
Yeah,
the thing,
ne'er-do-well
that-
is
but
more
there's
Western.
No accent. There's
Yeah.
no accent where somebody like leaves out the V's.
Right. I mean, there is
In the hymn book, I mean,
there are Hispanics where they leave out S's.
Well, no, hold on. I guess there are. People that like. I want to say like like Eastern European and like maybe like Indian dudes like will be like, hey girl, let me see that vagina, and that's kind of like
Right.
leaving out the V. But I don't think they would be like never do well.
Well, I'd say
know.
Eastern European comes.
Newer
That's
do
just
well.
because they're W's or V's, and their V's are W's though.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Indeed.
Anyway, back to you. You were a ne'er-do-well at one point.
No. So this is when I was a do well. I just hated everybody.
Oh, gotcha.
I hated everybody, hated everything. And like at church, I'd be sitting there in church and someone would be like, I saw God today. And I'm like, cool. And I would just say that to myself. And then someone would be like, I just think we should love everybody. And it's really important that we have love in our hearts. And I'm like, cool. And that's
tight.
always been so funny to me. And like Susan and I played 20 questions. And she did some bullshit prompt, and I was trying to get back at her, and so I was doing like a certain type of like, she was like, what kind of, it was a person, place, or thing, and she narrowed it down to an animal, and then she's like, it's a frog, and she's like, is it like a specific kind of frog? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, is it poisonous? And I was like, sometimes. And she like eventually, but anyway, she got it under 20 questions. She's like, is it a cool frog?
No, it's Michigan J frog.
This one was a cool frog.
Hello, baby.
Yeah. But I just think cool is a funny word. Or like the other day, Cameron kept trying to like scare me, and he was doing like, woo, like kind of ghost noises.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are you a ghost? And he said no. And then he kept doing ghost noises, and I was like, I think you're a ghost. And he said, no, Dad, I'm a cool ghost.
Dang it.
That's hilarious to me.
You've infected your children.
Mm-hmm. Cool is a top 5 word for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what I say. I'd have to ask my wife which word I say the most. She's not on this podcast.
I will say one word. I like how how terms of endearment have kind of they cycle, not necessarily cycle, but how they
Butch.
become
Mhm.
like just change over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I guess in the 80s it was really cool to be like dude. I mean, dude probably was popularized.
Oh, not
back
like
then.
for your honey. You're just talking about
No, yeah,
for like
yeah,
to be friendly.
right.
Yeah.
And you could be like dude, and then when I was in high school, it was fool. It's like, what's
Yeah,
up,
what's
fool?
up, fool?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
fool! Put
That's
me-
that
yeah.
same episode. This
Yeah.
woman introduces the word fool, and she just throws it around.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I was like, this is so weird. We used to say fool all the
Yeah.
time when we were like a shocking
Yeah.
amount of fool. And you somehow, luckily, hopefully, you can evolve out of saying the word fool. But even
Greetings, fool.
even
Yeah.
today, we've changed. Among us, we still say the word dog all the time. We
Yeah,
used
but I
to
think
say
that's
fool.
being
Almost-
dumb.
But that's the thing.
That's true.
I feel
but
like-
it's like dude, only a
Yeah.
dumber, stupider version.
But that's the thing is, I feel like after 12 years old,
Mm.
I feel like a lot of our friendship, like the three of us, when we hung out on that like hike and we started talking, the seeds of our the foundation of our friendship was taking all that junk that was like a part of our lives, like the way that people talked and everything, and doing all the dumb crap, but
Yeah.
like on purpose being dumb.
Yeah.
And that's one of the greatest pleasures in life is on purpose being stupid.
I still think to this day one of my favorite interactions with Susan that I didn't have, that I had vicariously through you,
Mm-hmm.
is when she was like, "Why do you and Austin say things wrong?" And
Yeah.
you're like, "I don't say things wrong.
Yeah.
I say things cool.
Yeah, that's right.
These words is tight, yo.
Yep.
This tight fool."
Mhm.
And now it's funny because now fool has turned into bro.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, bro,
Bro.
bro,
Toxic.
Bro.
and it was like,
Bro,
Cool.
I can't.
Bro,
Oh,
that's toxic.
Bro, you're playing so toxic.
and it's like, how dated are we now?
Yeah.
Being like, can we go back to fool?
Yeah.
Let's get rid of bro and go back to fool.
I'm
Straight
fine.
back
I
to
like fool. I like fool because it actually, like, if you think about it, it just
One
seems
who
antiquated
is
to me.
being an fool.
Yeah.
Part of also when I talk, like part of my dialect is like, so it's just like I think about effed up I talk. I don't like my accent. I don't like the way my voice sounds when I hear it. That's part of what's so difficult for me about editing this shite, and why I'm done editing it, is because I just I hate listening to the way that I talk, because I can hear like all the Bakersfield twanginess and like my grandparents' like Idaho like voice that infected me. And then also like Susan makes fun of me all the time because I use words from like the 1920s. I think because of my grandparents. I don't know, maybe just because of autism or whatever. But like that's like saying like fella, calling people like fella.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was like a weird thing until Susan. And then Susan was like, "Why do you call people fella?" I was like, "I don't know,
Because of clips in Birdman.
because you can't.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
That's why.
Because a white guy is not allowed
Your
to
body part
ironically
mix
use the
matching
N-word anymore." Yeah.
Oh, fool! The 2000s were cool.
I'm way more than foo. I mean, more than foo.
Foo and or fool.
More than foo. Hold on, one sec.
Foo.
My child is calling.
Hang up.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm busy right now. What's up?
Oh, it's just there's another exception you need for Rocket League.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna do Nintendo stuff right now. I'm
Tell him
busy.
to quit being a bunner.
Quit being Bunner.
Quit being. Did you hear that?
What?
Quit being a Bunner. Ducky face.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Okay. You're great.
All right.
All right. Love you. Bye.
No. Okay.
Well, this is important, so pay attention.
Okay.
Um,
Dude, those freaking babies, to this day, they still think ducky face is the funniest freaking word in like the whole English
dude, they'll just
universe.
bust up to themselves chuckling sometimes, thinking about ducky face.
They've been calling me that for like 5 years.
They've been calling me that since before they knew the words ducky or face.
Yeah. Freaking weird babies.
They are weird.
Weird
I'm
fellas.
afraid there are some genetic.
Another
Oh, but what I was saying is, bet more than foo, more than dude. The word that like I had the most like there was like a term of endearment for my friends was the N-word. Because like that's what black guys said in rap, and that's
Yeah.
what I listened to, and I listened to Dave Chappelle, and I was like, that's great, that's cool, I love it. That's a way
I'm
that's
cool.
a
I'm
better
hip.
Upper echelon levels of friendship terminology.
for sure. And I thought it was like a funny, ironic thing to use it as a white guy. But
What are your thoughts on it in 2020?
I mean, I 100% don't think. I think like if
If allowed
the
to do it
if
again,
the
I would do
people
it again.
in this room were the only people who were ever going to hear it, then there's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, the thing that's wrong with like morality is about like the predictable like consequences of your actions.
The toxic nature of your vocabulary.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I don't think that's the thing. I don't think words have inherent like meaning. It's just how people are going to receive them. And I understand at this point in my life why people would be offended by that. And I can understand why it's like a really like dumb thing for a white guy to just like bandy about.
Yeah, that's
So
that's what's interesting though about like a lot of like expletives in general, or words that shouldn't be said by certain people, whatever you want to call that. But it's like you're saying, like the N-word.
Yeah.
It's like culturally amongst black guys, they'll throw that around and it's not bad at all. But if a white dude says it, it's awful.
Yep.
Same thing like bitch.
Yep.
A lot of the time, people will be like,
I'm a bad bitch.
I'm a bad bitch. Yeah,
Yep.
come get this whap, bitch. And
Yeah, but
it's
if
like,
you go to that same woman and you're like, you're a bad bitch,
then
she'd be
you're
like,
offending them.
Yo, what?
Right. And it's funny how like
How dare you?
Yeah.
it's weird how people like interpret that. Like I don't think I take offense to like really any word. So it's like if you called me a dick in hate, I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay. But if you were like, what's up, my dick? I'd be like, what's up?
Yeah.
It's like
That's true.
that word.
Hello, my liver.
Exactly. It's like there are words, and it's like regardless of.
I like liver. That's pretty good.
I just
Hello,
feel like
spleen.
I feel like they kind of maintain the same level of offensivity regardless of their use.
Well, it's like on the one hand, like I try to teach the boys that. So one thing I've really tried to push hard with them is that, like outside the home, yeah, they have to understand that certain words are bad, and that certain words are good. In the home with me,
It's a safe space.
it's a different, not exactly safe. What I care about is like, don't be an a-hole. And also, like, you know, be creative. Like, I don't want to hear them copying their friends and just like parroting things because their friends said it. They can, yeah, they're going to copy things that their friends say, but like at least be creative and funny with how you talk. But it's like, I don't care what words they use specifically, as long as they don't sound dumb.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to like distinguish in your mind is you have to understand that, yeah, on the one hand, what should matter in an ideal world is like, what do you mean? Like, what are you intending to hurt somebody's feelings?
Right.
But we don't communicate just intention. We're communicating a whole slew of other things.
Yeah.
And you also have to, you know, communication is a 2-part thing where you have to worry about how it's going to be received. And that's why it's like now I've just decided I'm not going to use the N-word anymore, even like ironically with my friends as a joke, because if somebody else heard that, I can see why they would have a really valid reason to feel like, well, that's just a reminder of the fact that white guys can, you know, used to own. And I don't know. I don't know. I understand the argument, or I've heard the argument and I can process it that like, oh, the reason why white guys don't get offended by anything is because they've never been oppressed.
Exactly. Yeah.
But also it's like, well, no, I mean, on some level, white guys haven't been, but I've been a part of like small kinds of oppression.
Yeah.
Not as bad as being like, you know, how black people have been treated. But it's like, maybe it's because they never had an offensive word for Mormon.
Yeah.
But like, or maybe it's because they never, but it's like, I don't know. And I've been poor at certain times in my life and it didn't feel, I don't know, it just didn't feel offensive to me. So, but I don't know why. Like, I don't know what's different about that. Maybe it's because you can change how much money you have and you choose your religion to some extent, but it's like you don't choose whether you're a woman or whether you're black.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Yeah, it's always been interesting to me. Just because, like I said, it's like, I mean, the context really shouldn't matter with the word itself.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the meaning of the word remains the same. Either it was or was not it's an offensive word or not. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, words shouldn't be offensive.
Right.
Ideally.
Yeah.
If we lived in an ideal world, like the whole idea of profanity is just dumb.
Exactly.
Where it's like, damn is bad, dang is not bad.
Right.
Why? Because
Couple
Because-
letters
because.
changed.
Yeah. That's like, I know I've told you this story a million times, but it's like when we were 14, we went to the driving range and I said shite or something.
Uh-huh.
And Jill's dad was like, why don't you just
This
say
is
the
my
real word?
ex-girlfriend, Jill.
Yeah. He's like, why don't you just say the real word? And I was like, because I choose not to say that word. And he's like, well, it means the same thing. It's the same in meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't say shucks or fiddlesticks or any of that other
Sugar.
dumb,
Yeah.
or sugar or good night or whatever the freak you're going to say. Because it's like you're substituting and it's like I'm expressing my
Yeah.
dissatisfaction with the current situation.
Well, don't have this conversation right now with me, because by having this conversation with me, what you're really saying is, I'm a bitch.
And you're
Exactly.
toxic.
You're toxic, bro.
You're toxic. I'm a bitch.
Don't say
He's
shucks,
toxic.
fool.
Bruh. Don't say shucks.
Wagyu.
That's
Oh,
not
we need
type-
a censor button
Oh,
to
yeah.
go beep.
Just censor
Mhm.
random words.
Yep.
Is that not on the board? Hot
No.
button.
I
You
don't
could
think it
program
was,
in?
but I don't really remember. There was like a bunch of musical ones.
I don't know. There was this part. So Kevin Garnett, this NBA player, he has his own like halftime segment on TNT. I can't remember what it's called,
Pass.
but he was a very well known for trash talk, and he's a fairly profane individual.
Mm-hmm.
And when the show first started, he's on there, and another former player or current player tweeted, and they were like, "KG, what are you doing on that TV? You know you're too old to be wearing skinny jeans." And he had a bleep button like next to him that he could press. And he turns and he holds a button, but it's not the bleep button. And he's like, "I ain't too old for shit, homie." It's just like on the TV. And then like nobody says that it, like everybody like didn't catch it. Like I guess the people who were producing it, and then it's just all over the internet.
Yeah.
Just Kevin
Well,
Garnett
I
being
mean-
like
No.
mashing this button that does nothing.
That's so funny.
Just
Well, I mean,
letting explode
TNT,
slide.
they technically can let that slide. Their network policy can let that slide, but as the NBA policy, they would not
Yeah.
let that slide.
It seems like they have changed like what words are bad on TV now.
What does that sound?
What is that?
Oh, Caden's got the bleep button going.
Oh,
I was like,
hilarious.
I was like, what? Technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
it's weird to me, like why things are. You know what I mean? Like on TV,
Uh-huh.
be like, no, you can't say the F word, or the radio can't say the
Yeah.
F word, can't say the S word, whatever the case
Yeah.
is, and it's like, well, why?
Yeah.
Says whom?
And that's what's always funny to me, because it's like people who, I mean, I get that. I think that the message is kind of just backwards, because you're trying to like shelter children from these words, and it's like these words are there.
Yeah, for real.
You shouldn't be teaching them this word doesn't exist. You should be
Yeah.
teaching them there is a time and place for using these
Exactly.
words.
But even then, on top of that, if literally everybody started using the F word all the time,
Inshallah.
like sailors, then all of a sudden now you don't have an F word,
Right.
because then now you've taken away the sting of it.
Right.
Your libertarian is showing.
It's not. That's just common sense.
Yeah.
And I personally think that the state should enforce the use of the F word. That's what I believe.
Yeah, it's just a weird kind of way that we do this. And I think it's like the same thing. And it's like maybe those words wouldn't be as mean or stigmatized as whatever. You know what I mean? Like in Europe, nudity is not nearly as big of a deal
Yeah, true.
as it is in America. In America, women's nipples are the freaking devil.
That's true.
And you must shelter everybody from that
Yeah.
at all costs.
Don't let them know that nipples exist.
Exactly.
Same with straight teeth, though, in Europe.
Oh, God.
That's true. In Europe, they don't know that straight teeth exist. In America,
Yeah.
we don't know that nipples exist. Which one is worse?
Not straight teeth.
Yeah. But it's, it's just.
I thought that was just a Britain thing.
Is that. I don't know.
See,
It is-
Britain actually has the
it is
worst, because I
certainly,
think
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Britain also censors the nip, and at
I
the
wouldn't
same
have-
They
time
did
they
it
have
on,
effed up teeth.
On Botched Up Bodies, they didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
I
it's-
love that.
Oh,
it's
man,
British botched.
They showed
Freaking love that.
labias and flavias, and they
Really?
showed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they are mean too.
You can show puss on
Go to
British
net.
TV.
I think it's because it's medical.
I mean,
You
it's
can
like,
show medical puss on British TV.
I
It's
guess,
certainly.
but it's super interesting
Is that
because
the
they
freaking
be like,
NHS? God dang.
They're-
what was the good one?
They're effing up.
Communists.
They're toxic.
They're so toxic.
Oh, that's what they have, like nicknames for all these cases,
Uh-huh.
and they'll be like oh,
Cheeky little
botched
nicknames.
up boobs, and it's like this is the segment on this girl, and then there was another one. It was like
Funky fannies.
yeah, and then they have
They,
one
they
that's
usually
like
so
they
wild.
usually use alliteration to describe
massive
it.
man boobs.
Yes.
Okay. Something that is wild to me is that, like, I mean, there are a lot of differences between American English and, like, UK English, whatever. One of the things that I don't understand is, like, how did they come to believe that Fanny is puss and we understand the truth, which is that Fanny is ass?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up and see.
Did it
'Cause-
start out as taint? And, like, it just, like,
One,
drifted?
we went one way,
We
but
went
they
one
went the
way,
other.
they went the other way?
It probably happened when we crossed the ocean. I mean,
I guess,
don't
like,
know.
back then, maybe they were just, like, so naive about, like,
Caden, can you Google?
so virginal or
The be-
whatever that
the
like
early
they were just like,
beginning
oh yeah, I'm
usage.
gonna get me some Fanny,
yeah,
and then it's like people were like, I don't know, there's something down there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, maybe it has something to do with our hood and trunk being different for them. Like they're the
boot and the bonnet.
Oh, yeah.
It's their fronts and backs are backwards, man.
The boot and the bonnet.
You know the racist stereotype that Asian women have sideways vaginas. Have you ever heard this?
No.
It's like I think this is the kind of dumb, like if you were a dumb person back in like the 1930s, you might believe that an Asian woman has a sideways vagina. Okay.
That's weird.
What if like that would be a good stereotype for British people? Is like that their fannies, it was just reversed.
Their fannies are in the front.
Their fannies in the front.
You're in for a surprise.
Yep.
Front butt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird the things that become offensive, like the things that societies have
Yeah.
decided.
Or what is it that Is it? No, it's not wanker. There's some kind of like really mild thing that British people find so offensive. And I can't remember what it is. But it's something that's like, but then you can say the F word on British
Bloody.
television in
It's
the middle
bloody.
of the day. Buddy?
Bloody.
Bloody,
Oh, yeah.
bloody. That's
It's
it.
bloody.
Bloody is so bad
Yeah.
in the UK. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is just like hype that I've heard secondhand because I obviously.
Well, I think
Don't have
it's the
firsthand
equivalent of
experience
effing for us.
But they say the F word.
I know. Which
And they'll
makes
say
it-
like, they'll say shit and whatever on like, in the middle of the day on TV.
Yeah.
But you can't say bloody. That's so funny to me.
This says it's British naval slang.
Fanny?
Naval.
Fanny.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So sailors.
Dude, my mom used to tell me that she'd whip my fanny if I was
Yeah.
wet.
Damn, she wild.
She was a progressive, woke ass mom.
Woke cold.
She was not trying to limit my sexuality.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like,
So wait, where did the American version come from then? If
It has to come from the same.
It says it says it's British naval, and it said tins of mutton introduced as rations were not liked by the sailors, and were taken by them to contain the butchered remains of Fanny Adams, who had been brutally murdered and dismembered.
That's the woman's name?
yeah, who's fan? Oh,
It was
Who's
some-
Fanny Adams? And why is
Fanny
it
Adams was somebody who had been brutally murdered and dismembered.
so just some random like it's like who's that woman that went down to South America and got killed back in like 2007 or whatever? Natalie something.
Portman.
in Brooklyn.
Oh, she got killed by the Joran Vandersloot
Yes,
dude.
that's right.
Ah, what was her? I don't know her name, but yeah.
Was
I
it
do-
Holloway?
Holloway.
Natalie
It is
Holloway?
correct. Yeah.
It's like if we just decided to start like calling Natalie like
Like, man, these
these biscuits taste like
this
Natalie
TV dinner
Holloway.
tastes like Natalie
Well,
Holloway.
yeah, it's same
Yeah.
thing like Johnson. Like, who was the first dude named Johnson that got his name associated with dicks?
That's probably me.
You have no Johnson in your name.
That's true. I also don't have a penis.
That's true.
3 and under.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I saw the funniest thing. We should probably wrap this up soon. But I saw there's like a new sex like political sex scandal. This guy Cal Cunningham, I've never heard his name before. This sex scandal.
Yeah.
Neither have I.
Don't know who that is. Don't know if he's a Republican or Democrat. Don't know. He could be like running for. It could be a woman. I think it's a guy. But like he had like adultery sex scandal with like somebody in his staff or something like that, and his like texts were leaked.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
It's
Listen
like
to this.
that dude Wiener, Anthony Weiner.
Okay, what was his name? What was his alter ego?
I don't know.
Like it was
Dirk
like El
Diggler?
Ricardo Penis or something like that. It was
No.
wild. Look that up, Caden. It's like Anthony Weiner
Screen names.
screen name or something like that.
Aim.
It's
Aim-
like something.
Aim handle.
I want to say it's like something vaguely like Latinx.
Phallic.
Yeah, it's like Latinx and virile. What is it?
I don't know if this is the. I mean, it says this is it, but it said Carlos Danger.
Carlos Danger. That's it.
Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Pictures and sexting allegedly by Wiener were released.
Carlos
on the website
Danger.
and allegedly sent under the alias Carlos Danger.
Carlos Danger.
Oh, wow.
That's the funniest thing is like the most powerful people in the world are generally all freaking loser ass corn dogs. Okay, so listen to this Cal Cunningham. Listen to the texts he's sending. Hey, I've had the most amazing dreams of our time together, and I'm thinking about you too. This is his mistress. He's messaging. Happy belated birthday to Matthew. Can't believe he's 8 years old. He was so little when we met. And she's like, thank you. And he says, it would make my day to roll over and kiss you about now. And she says, you're so sweet. I'd enjoy that. Are you doing okay? He says, I'm nervous about the next 100 days. And she's like, understandable. Well, sending you love and support from here. I know you got this. And he's like, hey, and you are historically sexy every day and night. And she's like, when can I see you? I want to kiss you. And he says, and I kiss back a lot.
Is this guy a boomer?
I don't know.
Caden.
He's just
Google,
a loser.
Google
Cal
Cal
Cunningham.
Cunningham's age.
Cal Cunningham.
What?
Yeah.
What generation is he?
In the spirit of I like what I like,
He's over 40.
quote on your adorable video, I operate on the I want, this is the woman, I want what I want approach, and I want a night with you. He says, sounds wonderful. I want that too, very badly.
Jeez, this guy a robot?
Cal Cunningham?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is 47.
47.
Jeez. It's not that bad.
He should be younger. He should be young
Sounds
enough to
50
know.
texting younger than that.
Sounds
He
57.
should be sexting better.
Yes.
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 Do better.
Yeah.
Gooder.
Those texts are toxic, bro.
She's like, I'm done with school, training, big RFPs, etc. So the only thing I want on my to-do list is you. And he says, sounds so hot and so fun.
Good gosh.
And she's like, pick a day, city, make
Painful.
up an excuse, ditch a staffer, start your white shirt, and be ready to kiss a lot. It's awesome.
Kiss. I want you to give me lots of kiss.
I was thinking about this just this week about at what age does flirting becomes a part of your life. It, somewhere 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. And at some point you peak and become good at it in your teens, 20s. At what
It's
point
like
do you stop
13.
flirting? Because a lot of people say that like
17.
old people who are in their 70s still flirt and take their wives out on dates, like to keep the romance alive and such. And I mean, at what point are they technically like flirting?
I think the last time I
With their
flirted
wife.
was on my mission.
You never,
I think-
you never flirted. I mean, you never spit game at.
See, here's the thing: is maybe
Susan?
they don't. Maybe you don't stop flirting. It's just your style of flirting goes out of
It
style.
right.
So
well,
this
no, I
dude's
think
like,
I think it just
Yeah.
changes. I
I
don't know if
don't
it
know.
goes out of style because I'm
Sounds
sure he.
so hot
I'm-
and so
See, I'm
fun.
sure when this dude was a teenager, he was like, "Damn, baby," type of,
No,
like,
I
I'm
don't
sure.
think
no,
so.
I don't think
I
really.
think he
I
was just
think-
a corn dog bitch.
Yeah. In the 70s, he's like, "I'm a lady," and that's what's hot on
Hello,
the
my
street.
lord.
Whereas now,
hello, young woman. I would love to give you a lot of kisses.
yeah,
I will
I'd like
sex you so
to
hard.
kiss you
That's what I'm
so
saying.
much and so fun.
like if I all of a sudden found myself single
It's
and
like
I
a
needed
bad
to flirt,
commercial.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it because
Exactly.
I'm expected to be like, "Damn, you ass fat. What's your pronouns?"
Yeah, hell yeah.
And that's
Got that
not the
whap.
game that I spit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's just you stay flirting. It's just like I feel like it's like with everything else. You stay your age.
You either keep it
You kinda
limber.
do, yeah.
You know what I mean? We're still saying fool and bunner from
True.
25 years ago
We're still wearing knee-length shorts.
and baggy ass jeans.
Hey, what's up, Bunner? What's up, girl?
That's-
Are you a Bunner, girl?
So
Yo,
fly.
those baggy
So
ass jeans
cool.
is tight, yo.
Yo, girl, your ass is tight.
Do you mind if can I touch it and see if it's soft?
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. If you don't like me right now, well, just wait until you've seen my penis.
You guys.
Then you may reevaluate the situation.
You might reconsider.
It appears to me that your ass has the appearance
of being supple.
a kind of
Suave.
supple, pliable
Substance.
nature. With
Peradventure, can I examine it with my
would you mind-
digits?
I would like to examine it to see if it is in fact
Give it a digital
pliable.
examination.
in fact supple, even soft.
The first time who were we reading about? We read about like Prince Andrew or something, and it was like 3 counts of digitally molesting
that was me.
somebody.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, we're reading this, and I'm like,
What does
digitally? Is
No,
this like in the Matrix?
No,
He raped somebody.
Hell yeah.
I was like, what is it? Oh, like an
My-
appendage,
my
like a
body
flange.
did.
Yeah, seriously,
It's a digital representation of your sexual predator self.
seriously.
Yeah, I think for all the
Intensive
we talk about
purposes.
it all the time. We know what it is, but we need to.
Hey, bitch.
Yeah, we need to read the Whisper Song lyrics
Oh gosh.
Oh.
The past 3 minutes have been
for the
us
listeners.
reciting
I
the
freaking love
Yin
that
Yang
song.
Twins Whisper Song. For those who didn't know,
You guys can just Google it. If you don't know what it is,
if you haven't heard the Whisper Song,
yeah.
I
Everybody
can't even
who's
find
listening to
lyrics.
this
What the
has heard the Whisper song. Mikey and Shaq are the only people who listen to this, and they've heard that song surely.
Well, but what we need to do is we need to have a
they've
back
digitally
catalog.
penetrated someone
true.
to this song.
digitally penetrated. Never mind. I was gonna start making mean jokes about our friends. Okay. Not you, Mikey, about Shaq. Sorry, Shaq.
Get got.
So toxic.
Toxic.
You're being
I'm trying to
very
find these
toxic
lyrics.
right now.
Okay, hold on. So this is so good. There's so many good lines here. Hey, Shorty, I like the way you ass it up.
That's it up. I don't remember that line.
I don't.
That's
Where
what it
is
says
that
here.
line?
Oh wait, no, this is not.
That's not.
No, this is from the Whisper song.
Read the previous two
Hey,
lines.
shorty. This is from the beginning.
The
Well, no, this can't be from the very beginning because it doesn't start
Hey,
with
how
"Hey,
you
baby,
doing?
hey,
Yeah,
how you
hey,
doing,
doing?
little mama?
Let me-
Let me whisper in your ear."
Maybe they don't
Hold
know
on.
that 'cause it's whispered.
What song? Are you
Hey, how you
Yeah,
doing,
maybe,
little mama?
maybe I didn't hear it because they were in
This
fact
must have been like the
whispering.
remix or something. That was like the first thing that Google gave me.
Ew.
Tell you something you might like to hear. Got a sexy ass body and your ass looks soft. Mind if I touch it to see if it's soft?
Yes.
I'm known to be a real nasty man. Oh, this is very good. Have your legs open all in the butt. Toot it up.
What?
Toot it up.
Toot it up.
Slap an ass. That's what it says. Toot
Oh
it
yeah,
up.
yeah. This is where he
Slap an
starts
ass.
saying it fast.
Girl, the
little
sex get
faster.
rough. Switch position and let the dick get down to business so you can see what you've been missing. You might have had some, but you never had none like this. Just wait till you see my dick. Oh, a bitch. Wait till you see my dick.
All
Wait to
right.
see my dick. A bitch. Etc.
Holy crap!
I love it, dude.
Well, we get to the bam.
And then bam, bam, beat the pussy up. Beat the pussy
Oh
up.
gosh.
Why is she tooting?
Beat the goodies up. Are we a clean podcast now?
No, it's just so ridiculous. These freaking words, man.
I love
Hearing
it.
This is
them-
precursor to WAP.
Yeah, hearing them written. You know
This
what I
one
mean?
isn't even
Yeah.
that bad compared to like the likes of like Little Kim was doing 20 years, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
You fine, but I ain't gonna sweat you.
I ain't gonna sweat.
I thought he just said sweat.
I did
I didn't
I
know
did
there
too,
was a
but it
yet.
says sweat you.
I ain't gonna sweat shit. I think they put that in there. He in fact
Yeah.
does say sweat.
Yeah, I think you just said sweat. Wet fat hose, they don't spill
Oh.
shit. I keep a hoe hot when I'm putting in work. That
What
might.
the
Oh, hold
hell
on,
mean?
hold on, wait.
What are they spilling?
Oh, you fine, but I ain't gonna sweat. See, I want to F. Tell me what's up. Walk around the club with your thumb in your mouth. Put my dick in. Take your thumb out. That might be a little kosher to deal with. Wet fat hose, they don't spill shit. I keep a hoe hot when I'm putting in work. You want to skeet? You about to get your feelings hurt because I beat that cat with a dog.
That can't be legal.
And knock the walls off of broad till she squall.
What does that mean?
What is
I
a
think it's
squall?
I think he's supposed to say squeal. He just tweaked the words in order
Squall,
to rhyme
isn't
it.
No, but isn't a squall like some kind of like
a snowstorm.
weather event?
Snowstorm.
Yeah, probably because I remember when I was in
Oh.
high school, one
Might
of
be
my
later.
one of my homies' favorite Powerade was Green Squall, and I was
Mm.
like, "What the hell is a squall?"
And why is it green?
Yeah,
A
Well,
sudden
so
violent
maybe she's got a
gust of
UTI.
wind or a localized storm, especially when bringing rain, snow, or
Yeah.
There we go.
He's just
Uh,
fascinated with the weather.
But it depend on the
Actually,
swing of the
a
baseball bat.
meteorologist.
F the bitch on the counter and make the plates fall back. On the floor, she ain't stealing because she nut, so they crack. So because she nut. These are also
Keep going.
progressive ass
What?
lyrics. Because she nut, so they crack, crack, crack. F that, bend over. I'm gonna give you a smack. Bap. Bap is very good. And then
that's WAP's precursor.
we return to wait to see my dick. Wait to see my dick.
like
Beat the
the
pussy up.
Bomb ass
etc.
penis.
Bomb
Dude's
ass.
got that bomb ass penis.
Bomb ass member.
I beat
Bam.
that cat with a
Bam,
dog.
bam, bam.
The
So
imagery
call
there is
the ASPCA on this
yeah.
dude.
PETA's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, they can't hear whispers.
Yeah,
That's why he's
They
being
need-
so quiet.
Maybe if they turned it up, they'd hear it.
Yep.
oh my gosh.
Music up. Turn the music up.
What? I mean, I was listening to the lyrics back then, but I wasn't listening as intently as I am now
I think
to
all
the
rap
lyrics.
songs are different when you read them versus when you hear them.
No. When they're good, they're not that horrible. Like if you listen to Yin Yang Twins because they are garbage lyricists,
Dude, that's a damn good song.
this is what you get. But if you listen to someone who
Garbage
is
lyricist, dude, that's freaking hilarious.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it is hilarious. But I
That
mean,
song would not be as good if it had like
If they weren't
decent-
whispering.
If it was better, that song would suck.
Yeah.
no, yeah, but I mean, I think the song, the goodness of the song encompasses their garbage lyrics because it's got a cool beat and their delivery is cool. They could be saying like and they are in fact saying some whack ass shit,
Yeah.
but
But it's
because it's
funny.
done, the delivery of it is
Yeah.
what makes it good.
And I like the fact that they say beat the pussy up 8 times in a row. That's funny to me.
Can you describe how does one?
It's like
Beat?
beating a cat with a dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a recipe for like a domestic disturbance.
Does he have a
For the
dog
cops
for a
knocking on your door.
penis?
You need to see him at We're breaking this down like Ben Shapiro listening to WAP.
Oh my
For
gosh.
freaking real, dude.
My wife is a
What great
doctor.
moment.
A
My wife is a
medical
doctor, and medically, in fact, well, let's just assume, let's say that I, in fact, am having sex with you, and you, in fact, are a girl. And let's say that I put my penis towards you, and you, in fact, get wet. We can surmise from this that you have a UTI or some other kind of infection, because a woman would never get wet for any reason.
For to need a bucket and a mop.
What ass P word?
Damn, what an epic self-own.
Oh man.
That
We were
guy's
listening. Me and Ryan listened to Cardi B last night.
Indeed.
Glad I logged off.
for
We
real.
listened to the lyrical version, and then we listened to this other song,
Yeah.
the Through the Phone. Is that what it's called? Through the Phone?
What?
The other song we listened to was Through the Phone, right? Is that
Yeah,
the
I think so.
Is that Soldier Boy?
Kiss me through the phone.
song? No.
Oh.
Word for word, bar for bar. He bit my freaking flow.
Dang.
Hell yeah. All right.
I like Charlemagne's realization. Oh, that kissed me through the phone.
Yo, Draco!
He is for
Just
real.
egging him on.
Charlemagne is an extremely dumb person.
No, yeah, he's not.
He
He's not
is-
intelligent.
I think he's hilarious.
He's
a
funny.
Freaking weird guy.
He is. A weird
Angela's
guy.
better. I mean, most even the other dudes on the other side of the table are smarter than he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Charlemagne the most out of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the most personality.
He's got a lot of charisma.
Yeah.
but
Drake.
he's just very dumb.
Oh
All right.
shit!
The one who got the baby in the world but hide the world from the baby.
We need to have some.
Can we put this on there?
Drake.
Yes.
Um,
The excitement. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
we need to find some advertisers for this.
Mountain Dew.
Well, not with that. Not with the past 60 seconds.
Yeah, not with the past 60 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
I'm working on a Mountain Dew.
We need to get some celebrity cameos. Like, I'd love to have
We do.
Birdman come up in here and be like, "Man, I'm here. What's happening?"
What we need to do
He's
is,
gonna roll
you know,
up on us.
Cameo,
Yeah.
the app.
Pay someone.
We need to pay
Oh,
someone to
yeah.
come on to be a guest on our
cameo.
show.
You know, we could pay Alex Boyer probably like $3.
Probably
and he'd
$3.
come on
Yeah,
here.
let's get some like
All we need-
D-list celebrities.
With our subscriber base, with our Patreon revenue, who could we get?
Alex Boyer.
Yeah,
David Archuleta.
What we ought to do is we ought to just blast. Oh yeah, for sure, David Archuleta. We just
Speak-
blast like emails out to people's publicists and just be like, "Yeah, there's a Mormon podcast.
Family
know what I
friendly.
mean?
Family friendly.
It's not family friendly, but you know,
Mormon podcast after dark.
Yeah, exactly. And
I sponsor you guys on Facebook.
there have got to be some celebrities
That's true.
that are like so desperate to get on a show.
Yeah.
Danny
that
Trujillo.
They would probably be down just coming on a podcast without knowing anything about the podcast.
Yeah, but I don't want to sit here for an hour and a half with like Kathy Griffin or something.
we're not going to do an hour and a half. First off, we're not doing Kathy Griffin.
I think
Second-
that's the caliber that would be excited to jump in our podcast.
No, I'm
Probably
talking
get-
that caliber.
We could
but
probably
a funnier guest.
if
to
we
get.
anteed up $100, we could either get A, Danny Trejo, B, Bruce Willis,
no,
or C, Samuel L. Jackson.
John Travolta, I think, would do it.
I
D,
think- well, I'm not
Nicolas
talking about
Cage.
Nicolas Cage too.
What I'm saying is like we get some D-list celebrity, and I'm not saying we do a full interview. I'm saying 15 minutes of the hour, we get some celebrity on there.
I'm scrolling through right now. You can get Ernie Hudson from Ghost.
Ernie, for how much?
It doesn't say the time, so maybe
Mhm.
it's shorter, but it just says $135.
Oh my gosh, I'd pay that. Dude, Dad would love
Hell
that.
Bust some ghosts.
He was,
Kevin Conroy,
That's Batman.
how much?
$100.
We get voiceover Pete for less than that, dude.
For $50, you can get Randy Couture.
Oh,
He's not hurting that bad, is he?
I guess.
I think that's about what you pay for Solid Snake.
I charge like 200.
Yeah, I don't even charge. I just don't say nice things to people on over the phone.
I do that shit for free.
Yeah,
I knock the walls off the balls till they squalls.
I do it for free, chicken.
You can get for
Wagyu.
$80, you can get Richard Karn.
Oh, Al
I don't know who
Borland.
that
He's in that Pen
Oh,
15.
really? Al Borland?
He is the main character's father on Pen 15.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes.
Damn.
For $150, you can get John O'Hurley from Seinfeld.
Oh, Badass.
Is that
That's
Peterman?
Peterman.
Yeah.
Jay Peterman.
This is the Cameo Prices podcast.
Shooter McGavin's on here.
Download Cameo now in your app store nearest you.
Shooter McGavin he just had like an Adult Swim TV show.
All right.
Tom Arnold.
Caden, get ready to play us out.
Tom Arnold.
Unless you guys have any more topics you want to address. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Freshnala.
You're welcome.
Fresh fruit stand.
Thank you for having me.
Mhm.
Fish in the fruit stand.
Fish.
We should preface this with
Fresh.
the Black Ops 2 legend, Freshnala.
Fresh.
Yeah,
Fresh
this is-
I was just
we're
telling this
interviewing
to
a
Austin
legendary gamer.
yesterday because he said that when I logged on, and I said, I don't know if you were there, Ryan, but I was telling Austin that I wish we could meet this guy. If we had the capabilities to record it back then, I would have. But I wish we knew who that guy was, his gamer tag. That way we could contact him 8 years
8, 9
into the
years.
future and tell him how much of an impact he has had
Mhm.
on our
By
lives
being a dumbass.
by mispronouncing my gamer tag.
Yeah.
He has forever cemented himself into the annals
Or
of
like-
gaming history.
Or that Portuguese
Or like-
rapper from whom we got
from
Freshnala.
yes,
I'd like
the
to.
precursor.
That we could probably interview that guy.
That guy's on Cameo
Absol-
for a
he-
nickel.
Yeah, for whatever the nickel of his
Rafael-
denomination is. So it's
Yeah.
probably translates over to like a half cent.
What is it?
Yeah.
Pesos over there.
Yeah, there's that. There's the kid who said your mom is an MP5. There's the
Make me leader.
or your bang
Or
make
Bang
me
Make Me
leader.
Leader.
That kid I will remember forever.
Pinelli
Victor, where's my money?
Pinelli
real life.
implement.
Victor,
Penile
where's my money? Was real
Penile
life,
implant.
but I have no more chance of finding that person.
Yeah.
Who said who mispronounced penile implant and said it was like Pinelli implement?
Oh my gosh.
Who was that? It wasn't Daniel, was it?
I don't know. His real last name was Pinelli. That's why he made his name Penile.
That's so good.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You guys want to do some glitches?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, video games were good back in the day.
Dude, the internet was good back in the day.
The internet
was
was
good.
so good back
Video
in the day.
games were good.
E-Bombs World was tight.
And also, there was hope for the future
DayUDie.com.
because you were like, man, imagine if
You're
technology
the man
was a
now,
little bit
dog.
better. And like you could have all this stuff plus like VR and cool graphics
And a flying car.
and a flying car. I don't even care about the flying car.
Yeah.
I just want to have like I just want to have better technology doing the same stuff. Turns out that everything sucks.
Yeah.
VR sucks for the most part.
Does it?
Kind of.
I feel like the main reason that sucks is because nobody's done anything.
Oh no, Rogan just talked
Yeah.
about the other day about like you go into a warehouse with the VR thing and
Mhm.
it's called like a sandbox VR thing. You walk around like
Yeah.
they put the
Mhm.
haptic suit on and you do the whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
big ass warehouse. Just walk around, run around, do whatever you want.
So they just came out with shoes. I mean, I think at some point VR is going to be good.
Yes,
maybe.
absolutely.
But by that time, I mean, video games just keep getting worse.
Yeah.
Not per whatever the equivalent of per capita would be, like per
game
technology.
Oh.
Per technology, games suck.
Yeah.
Per
No.
generation.
It's like the more resources they have to make games good,
Yes.
the worse they get.
Yeah.
The less they try.
I mean, not to sound socialist, but the capitalist aspect of it is what's driving it
Sure,
to be
it's
garbage.
microtransactions
Yes.
and it's online play.
It's the fact that they're trying to eke out every single dollar.
But on the
out
other
of the-
hand, indie games are getting better and better
Yes.
Yeah.
because like now indie games
Indie
can
games
be
make
good,
VR good. They're
That's
the ones
right.
doing VR and making
know.
VR good.
But anyway, so like I think VR will get good at some point, maybe. But I just saw the coolest thing. They have these shoes that have like little roller wheels on them,
Heelys.
basically, except they're like motorized, and so you can walk in like a VR thing. You don't have to have like a huge rig. You just put these shoes on, and then you can like walk or run forward, and you don't move. So then they can track your movement in VR,
That's freaking
and you
cool.
don't move. Isn't
that's
that awesome?
that's like I don't know if you guys saw that
like a
garbage
or you
movie
guys- like a
Ready
treadmill.
Player One. Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the treadmill.
that trash movie Ready Player One is a treadmill device where you're. It's got a thing attached to your waist.
Yeah.
And an omni kind of directional treadmill where you kind of walk. But yeah, you're stationary, but you are walking, run. Yeah, same thing.
Freaking sweet.
That movie sucks ass though.
I haven't seen it.
Do not. What?
I said if it took your real speed into account, I'd freaking love one of those because it's like if it's like a zombies game,
Yeah.
like peace, bish. I'm not running everybody.
Yeah,
True.
imagine being some fat dude who can't freaking run. You're getting eaten.
That's
I'm
true.
saying I'm just taking off.
That would suck if you were just like a chonker and they were just like, oh, sorry, now you suck at video games too.
Yeah, you suck in virtual reality,
know.
not even in the real
The
world.
gonna
You
take
digital
that from
representation of your
of your-
mental self sucks too.
Exactly.
Neo.
Dude, that's going to be rough. The better
No, you
technology
got to be
gets-
able to tweak hit options and
Yeah,
increase
I mean,
speed.
you change your avatar.
Yeah.
No, but
Not
then
not
that
a
takes
single
away some of it.
creative character that I've made has ever looked like me.
Yeah, dude, NBA Jam, you increased the
Yeah.
speed like a mother
Yeah, and I
effer.
was 7'8" and I was green.
Yeah, and you could shove people
Yeah.
half court.
I
No
feel
fouls.
dishonest. I feel dishonest in some ways. Like if I, for example, there's this game I play called Mountain Blade, and I've been playing it since I was a kid. And they just came out with the sequel, and I've been playing it recently because I just got a PC. And right now I have a very powerful baby. But one thing in that game is like you like have all these different, like you can be good at like throwing, or you can be good at like one-handed swords and weapons. You can be good at two-handed swords and weapons, bows and arrows, shit like that. And they have a category for throwing weapons. And I always make sure that I don't have any skill points or whatever allocated to throwing because I feel dishonest.
Oh my
I
gosh.
feel like a bad person.
Can you relate for our listeners your experience playing Grand Theft Auto 5 with Shikaki and his avatar representation of himself that you told me?
I don't remember. So we started playing because we're trying to find a new game because Warzone sucks ass.
Yes.
And so Austin and I were talking about alternatives, maybe Grand Theft Auto. So I set it up one night. My guy looks pretty much exactly like me, not cooler in any way.
Yes.
Just exactly
Ryan,
like
you
me.
always make very accurate.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
not
just
that
a
hard to get a
bald
white bald
dude.
guy.
Yeah, I mean it's not hard.
No, but I have distinctive characteristics that I've learned because once you're bald, so as soon as I became bald, I realized like I can't tell my own face from any other bald guy's face, and I was getting like mistaken, like all the time. People would be like, "Oh, you look just like my friend," and then I'd see the friend. and it
D.
just
Todd Christofferson.
doesn't look anything. It's freaking like Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, and so anyway, like I learned certain things. Like I have wide, thick cheekbones, and like I have like a wider face in some areas, and like some people have like, and there's things you learn about yourself,
I guess.
right? Like some people have a mouth that's further back, and some people have a mouth that's further forward. Anyway, so I made my character it looks basically like me, and basically that just means I'm bald.
Yes.
Austin's is like this like Tongan, like 50-year-old Tongan
My guy
assassin.
looks like he's like a
Skinny
middle-aged Tongan assassin.
You
skinny
bought it?
Tongan though.
No, Caden bought it, and I get all of his games.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Caden, no,
Oh,
we
that's
wont go
right.
into what Caden's looks like. Let's
That's
just,
right.
anyways, proceed.
So Shaggy is playing, and Shaggy's a big boned.
Thick with
we
5
love him a lot.
C's.
He's thick with a couple C's, and he was like we were playing one night. It was just me and Shaggy, and he was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry." My avatar, I made it back. I made it back when I was like skinny, and I was like, "What's the relevance to this situation?"
His
and he's like, "Well,
avatar-
my avatar is like skinny." I was like, "Dude, who gives
Who
a
the hell
shite?"
cares?
Dude, like, make your avatar.
This is This isn't like LinkedIn. This is Grand Theft
A moment ago,
Auto.
we were talking about making our avatars like hot girls. Like,
Yeah.
this is-
Smile cheek.
what? Yeah, for freaking real. It's like, dude, who cares? Like, be whoever you want to be, especially in video games.
Especially.
Especially
On Xbox 360, my avatar was Sephiroth in bootcut jeans,
Yeah,
and he was freaking sweet.
That's
but
what,
I have to relate to Shaq on some level because I do feel dishonest when I have a character. When I can create a character, if it's a girl, if I make a girl character, I can do whatever. But if it's a guy character, I feel dishonest if I have him have cool hair.
That's what I told Ryan
It
when
feels
he
weird.
related the story to me. I was like, who the hell cares? I was like, my Xbox 360 avatar is a like albino vampire female.
Yeah.
Badass.
So like
This is my
with
Tony Hawk.
pigtails.
This is my Tony Hawk skater.
Yeah. Dude, you pretty much always go for like
Yikes.
ambiguously Tongan.
not
Dreadlock
Tongan.
Jesus. That's old Jesus.
This is Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, but there's some he's a person
There's
of
some Polynesian.
color.
He's a Pacific Islander.
Island in him.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is that anytime somebody asks me to create my character, I try to find the most ridiculous thing that I can.
I typically
Well,
yes, exactly. Either go the most ridiculous or like opposite of reality.
Yeah.
I know you try to do Sephiroth a lot. Austin.
Sephiroth's usually my go-to, but a lot of people don't have.
But yeah,
A lot of games don't have long white
you can't
hair.
have like long white
Or
straight
13
hair.
Or 30
foot
foot
swords.
swords.
Yeah,
Those are hard to
that is
come by.
unfortunate. I pretty much just do bald.
I do the same thing.
You can create your own
Yeah,
avatar.
Caden
in
always does a black
Star Wars
dude.
Squadrons.
Dude,
and
Caden is pretty much doing blackface.
he.
Oh my god.
That's
Cancel
why I
Caden.
said.
Cancel Caden.
That's why I said skip Caden's character
Oh
3
my
minutes ago.
gosh.
Dude, my favorite. I feel like the only common thread in all of the avatars that I create for games is silver hair.
Yeah,
I always do silver, or if not silver, white,
that's badass.
and it's freaking awesome. I love it. I'm
Dude,
like
I wish I
Cisco,
had-
dude.
I wish I had white hair.
Badass.
I'm about to start
Bringing back the
set
thong,
song.
I'm gonna put
up
the
as
thong
my-
song on
Yeah.
and we'll tear this place apart.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was a kid, if I would have bleached my hair, if you could bleach your hair to be like Sephiroth colored.
Yeah.
But
mean, you
when
can
you bleach
now.
your hair, it becomes like
Dude,
yellow.
that's what's tight now. Is everybody's got Sephiroth colored
Yeah,
hair.
fool.
That's
They
what
That's badass. Dude.
Yeah, they've got and
everybody.
they do like a hint of blue in there with it, or purple or something, and it's like it's gray, but it's white.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Depending on the angle and
Yeah. Angle of the
time of
dangle.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bleach my hair white.
Only hair getting cut from 4 different angles.
I've already done
Yeah.
yellow. I can do white.
Bleach your hair white. See what happens. I'll shave it.
No, you don't.
I will. The boys
What?
always threaten to shave my eyebrows.
I thought you had long hair.
They're freaking idiots.
When I'm squeezing your hair.
Dumb freaking babies.
Shout out Cameron.
Shout out dumb babies.
You don't think they're gonna go bald, do you?
Oh,
For sure.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Connor is going to go bald.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. Cameron.
He has such thick, beautiful hair.
He's a
I had
baby.
thick, beautiful hair, dude. I had the thickest hair in the world.
How many C's?
18.
Damn.
It was just
Ooh,
C's
girl.
after C's after C's. It was because it was lots of hair.
It was a
and then-
logarithmic
and the
number.
strands
C's.
were thick. And every hairstylist would always be like, "Oh my gosh, your hair is so thick."
Shout
and then
out
I
to
turned 15. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
cut me down to my prime.
Yeah.
Sure did.
There was a fork in the road, and you could have gone incel at that moment, but you didn't.
I kind of did a little. I mean, I already was hateful. The problem was
Hateful, yes. Incel.
the
no.
problem was the sell part of that. I'm not going to give up
Chasing that tang.
chasing the tang. The tang chase.
Chasing the cat with your dog.
Yeah, chase that cat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna quit
Using my
beating
dog.
cats with dogs.
I'm not gonna stop using my
I
dog.
mean, it depends on the swing of the baseball bat.
It do. Indeed, it do.
Or size? What does he say?
I don't know. Something about plates. Wait, what was the thing in the original incorrect lyrics that I found? What, acid up?
No,
gonna stop assing up.
it was she's naked, soaking wet.
She
Leaking wet.
She
Yeah,
loking
she-
snake.
Loking snakes. Snake and
She's
lokes.
leaking, soaking wet is the correct verbiage for those
Man,
out there.
I will never stop
Stopping.
loking snokes.
Dude, it's funny. Like, I look through my hard drive and all the music that I have from since the beginning of time, since music became digital,
Mm.
and I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to listen to that. And it's just, and a lot of it I'm just like, yeah, I mean, whatever. That's if that song were to come up,
Mhm.
but I don't put it on my iPhone because I have limited space.
Yeah,
There is
Really?
always room
No, you
for
do
Yin
not.
Yang Twins on my phone.
no doubt.
You do not have limited space.
Yeah,
For me,
128 gigas.
after like
Halfway.
for me, it's more like I get sick of songs and I want to have them in my library but I don't want to have them in my like prestige library.
Right, because it's like when I hit shuffle, I don't want to skip 20 times.
Correct.
And that's what I end up doing every time.
Yep.
Correct, yeah.
And so it's like I have it distilled down to like
Yep.
the most repeatable tracks.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm allocating.
You have it down to one CD, which comprises
Oh,
of
that's in the car.
8
That's
Tool
different.
songs and 4 Third Eye Blind songs.
It's 14 Tool songs, and there's no Third Eye Blind anymore.
Praise
That's part of the stuff
Allah.
that's on.
Third Eye Blind is great.
That's the stuff that's on the computer that sometimes
That's
makes
right.
it to the phone. But there's always room on this phone for Yin Yang Twins.
Yeah.
Dude, the lyrics you were reading from that remix are the ones that pulled up first. That's
Uh-huh.
what I found too. Dude, these are just as funny. This guy says, "Oh, go ahead, move that ass. Give a G a chance and let me clog the gap in your pants."
Clog the gap.
Oh my wow.
I'm only whispering because I'm just trying to F.
Damn, he's wild.
That's good stuff. Yeah, a AAA man.
Clog the gap.
You effing with a
Damn.
grown man. I'm a grown man. You heard me. You effing with a grown man. It sounds a little bit insecure about this.
Yeah, it sounds like he's probably going to be convicted of something at a later
Okay.
date.
Here's
Yeah.
here's another smanger from Yin Yang Twins. This one's called
Mhm.
Ay Ay Ay.
No.
Dude, listen to this. I
Oh.
quote this all the time to Shaylee because it's freaking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which one's which, but one of them, his verse says, he starts rhyming and he punctuates with ay ay ay's. So he says, Jimmy Club, let me see you ay ay ay. Blue Flame, let me see you ay ay ay. Magic City, let me see you ay ay ay. Body Clap, let me see you ay ay ay. Jazzy Tees, let me see you ay ay ay. School Pleaders, let me see you ay ay ay. School Hoes, let me see you ay ay ay. And if you ain't twerking, bitch, bye ya ya.
Hell yeah, dude.
I freaking lol every time that comes on. I'm like, that's fire.
This,
Whoa, what the funk?
This AAA man verse.
Hold up. Wait, what? What are you saying, Caden?
I said this AAA man verse, the one that you were reading.
Yeah.
At the bottom, he says, "I'm icy like Gucci. I'm bussing Ausi. Go on in the goodies. I don't f with that booty."
Hell yeah, dude. When I'm in the bed, still carry my toolie.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Now listen to this.
Where else would his Thule be?
Now, this is interesting. This says it's Yin Yang Twins. I don't know this song. I don't think. This could be a feature. But as far as I know, there's just
Yin Yang Twins have to be on Cameo.
Hey, how you doing, little dirty? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell me some ish you might like to hear. Got a nice little pussy and my ass poke out. Automatically, I can ride a dick, no doubt.
Oh dear.
This sounds like a female.
This sounds like a...
This is not a yin yang twin.
Is this a female saying this?
Unless the Yin
Or,
Yang Twins have
or-
taken the Wachowski twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Yin Yang Twins have come out of the closet.
Yin yang
That's
twins.
what I'm saying.
Well,
Wachowski,
different.
Wachowskis.
They didn't come out of a closet. They.
I let a rich fella hit it on his golf course. I got a young dude open. That was my fault. I let him see me in my bra and my boy shorts. Yeah, that's got to be a
This
feature.
is trash.
Uh-huh. Before I put my cup on your ass.
His jocks. His,
That reminds me.
his
do you remember
athletic
I don't
cup.
know.
Do you remember that Jay-Z song, Can I Get a F You? You remember that
I thought it
song?
was,
No.
Can I get a what?
Yeah, on the radio it was Can
Yeah.
I Get a What? It was Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and some female rapper.
No, I'm bad
Who's the
memory.
female rapper?
I don't remember, but she has the best line in that song because she says, "You ain't gotta be rich, but F that. How we gonna get around on your bus pass before I put these goodies on your mustache?"
Damn,
And I freaking lol
Yuck.
every time I hear
that's
that.
great.
Like, that imagery is... Oof.
You know what? Jump in my ride and let's slide. I'm going to beat up the putty. I'm going to beat up the putty and cook it with a fish fillet fry.
What the hell? This is Ice JJ Fish.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
good stuff.
Can we
dude.
get Ice JJ Fish and or Yin Yang Twins on Cameo?
I don't know, but I just want to start asking, seeing what interviews we can get. I want to get Mikey in here. I want to get Shaqy in here.
We need more subscribers to get a
Are you gonna get
a microphone stand.
alternate people in here too?
Alternate people.
What does that mean?
Like everybody else?
Huh?
Who
Who is everybody else?
Like at the barbecue, we have everybody.
Oh,
Oh,
like
B-
the B
A
team.
squad.
B Squad.
You mean
The B team. The
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah,
B
yeah, I
squad?
mean, whatever.
that's what I mean. Everybody.
I mean, there are good members of there are B squad members who are A squad
potential.
caliber who just we never hung out with as much. And then there are people that just aren't as funny and cool.
I would like to get Steamboat. If we're going
Yeah.
B team, I'd get Steamboat
That's-
on here.
That's what I was thinking.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah.
I'm fly over here.
Yeah, well, no, I
Yeah,
want to
freaking
do
real.
another flight again.
Land in the field
Yeah.
next door.
This time.
Dude, he could land on that road right there, no problem. There's
Yeah.
freaking nothing there.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I want to do it. I want to because he said at night it's a lot better, and I want to do one like a night flight.
I almost hit him up when Ashley came with her family because I wanted
Oh,
them
yeah.
all to experience it.
He doesn't have room for all of them.
No, how big? How big?
You can take 3 people.
Oh, no, 4,
Shit.
right? Because there's 3 in the back and then 1 up front.
No, well,
Was it
I
just-
thought there were only 2.
Oh.
You guys sat in the back.
That's
There's
sucks.
weight limits. It's a tiny little plane.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't think he likes me.
Really?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
I
paranoid.
don't
think
believe.
you're paranoid.
Yeah, I don't believe.
I think a lot of people just secretly don't like me.
You're paranoid. You're tripping.
I would say the ones that you were asshole to early in your youth might not.
I
but
probably
you
was
were-
an asshole
I
to
don't.
Stellring.
I don't think you were.
Probably, dude. I was an asshole to everybody.
Be that as it may.
So then, what
That's neither here nor there.
That is here and there. That's literally the topic. I'm just saying. I don't think that. I don't know, I mean, I like him. He's never been mean or anything to me.
I don't think he's been mean. Period.
Yeah, dude. I don't,
Steamboat, if you're out there, come clear that shite up with Ryan.
For real, we need to have
He's hurt.
clear this drama.
Get a love line.
I'm a
bro.
sensitive
Squash
man.
the beef.
Let's squash the beef.
Beefarino.
Yeah, he's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a cool dog too. He's got a Wendell here.
Yeah, you do.
Does he really?
He's got a big
Yeah.
Wendell.
Yeah.
A big Wendell, literally like a floppy flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
Poodle thing?
he's probably like a 25% increase of Wendell.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's freaking sweet.
His
Yeah.
name's Grumsby.
Wendell here.
Dude, all the time I'm like, Wendell, why can't you be cooler and bigger?
Yeah.
Grimsby was pretty cool.
Dude, I'd take Wendell.
Wendell here.
His hairy ass.
Wendell is, I've been fat shaming him lately because he just like, he won't jump up on the bed. And it's like he's been jumping up on the bed his entire life.
Isn't he like 2 years old?
He's like 6, 5 or 6,
Oh.
something like that.
That's not good.
And he'll be like, well, it's really just that he's a spoiled baby dog.
Oh.
And so in the middle of the night, he'll jump off the bed. And Susan says it's because like when I'm there, like, okay, so then like there's just like more like ruffled like blanket and comforter and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he's like not sure where he can jump up onto. But it's like, dude, no, he's just a
No.
baby. So every time in the middle of the night, he'll start crying. And he's like, because he wants somebody to pick him up and place him on the
Freaking
bed.
Hey,
Just do
He's a
my-
baby.
you know my parents
dude.
Get a little step thing for Ellie. That's what my mom and dad got Ellie.
We've been thinking about getting him a step thing.
Except they got Ellie that 'cause she physically
Because she was 100 years old and had like
Uh-huh.
her hips were not great when in her old age. But I
kinda
mean,
wanna-
for a middle-aged dog, that is
I want to train Wendell to
Spoiled.
He is spoiled. I want to train Wendell to use one of those like chairs that they have at the stairs. You know what I mean?
an acorn
For, like,
chairlift.
Old people like
Yeah.
a chairlift thing
Yeah.
Yeah.
where they sit down and it takes them upstairs slowly.
Yeah.
I bet Wendell could learn how to do that, but I'll bet that after a while he'd be like, "Please come push the
Push the
button for
button."
me."
Spoiled Ace Wendell.
Mm-hmm.
Put some peanut butter on it.
Dude, he was so mad at me this trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a bad dog.
He's a bad
actually.
bitch.
He's normally a good bitch, but he was a bad bitch. He did. He like ran out in the yard, and Susan like handed him to me, and I took him inside, and he was like shaking with fright because he's like, "Oh no, he's gonna kill me." He's been waiting for an excuse,
Beat my ass.
and then he was a dickhead to me. So then I was like, "That's it. I'm not your friend anymore."
That was Ellie anytime I was around.
She
Rest in
was
peace, Ellie.
Shaking.
Don't rest in peace.
Yeah.
Get about my parents' house.
Dude, she was scared of me.
She hated me.
She hated my guts.
she
The
hates-
feelings was
she-
mutual.
She does not like men.
She liked
period.
you.
More so, slightly more so than the average male.
Mm. She
She
liked
hates-
your dad, right?
Yes, the only people she likes
Mhm.
were mom, dad. The people, and she wouldn't mind females if they came by either. For example, like sister missionaries or any female,
Yeah.
really. She didn't have a problem with males. She had a problem, and the larger the male,
Mm-hmm.
the worse.
Yeah, she didn't like Mikey.
She hated Mikey.
Mikey would
Mikey
just walk
scared-
towards her, and she'd
Mikey
bark
would do this
and-
Frankenstein walk with his hands out, and
Mhm.
Frankenstein walk at her.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of her.
That's so good.
frightened her.
We thought it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. It
She
was
didn't.
hilarious. It was hilarious.
She
It was
didn't.
hilarious. It was hilarious. Oh, she was probably traumatized for life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the larger and I don't know if darker had something to do with it, but she was.
Because she hated Mikey so much.
I get,
Elsie's racist now, or Ellie's racist.
Dude, aren't a lot of
could be.
Aren't a lot of dogs racist?
I
Are you
do
kidding
not
me?
know.
Seriously?
I've heard that. Yeah, I think Susan was telling me this, and I've heard it before. Like a lot of dogs, if they've never seen like a black guy, they'll just be like, "Whoa!" Like, I mean, little kids will do that too.
True.
Like if
yeah.
a little kid has never seen a black guy.
Like anybody from Utah going to California.
Nowadays, I don't think that really happens because we have TV and shit like that. And so even if
Yeah.
you live in Utah, you're gonna see like that black people exist.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like back in the day, like little kids, like if they saw a black man for the first time, they were like, whoa. And I think dogs do the same thing where it's like if they're not used to seeing people with like different colored skin, they freak out. That's what I've
That's
heard.
strange because they can only see like 3 colors.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
well,
true.
they see shades like no other.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
I don't
like,
see how you can not see color. That's something that's totally confusing to me.
yeah,
Isn't that the same as seeing?
yeah. I don't know.
You just see black. They just see black and white.
no, but that's what. Yeah, but how do you only
Black
see
is a
that
color?
spectrum?
Their eyes are like that. That's just how it is.
White's
That's
a
the
color?
same thing with like why did TVs only do black and white? That's just how it was.
It
I don't
just does.
It just
Also, how the
does.
freak do they know?
'Cause Mama said,
They're gonna ask a dog, "Hey,
"I think
You
no."
see
It's
the difference between the
I think
red and the
it's-
mauve?
No, I think it's scientific. I think if you obviously dissect an eye, there's certain things like rods and cones or whatever that are able to detect color. They do not have that compared to humans, which do have whatever
Yeah.
enables us to see color.
but then they're like,
Same thing with like a deer.
But then
They don't see like color. You could wear blaze orange in the forest and blast a deer in the dome, and he doesn't know you're wearing blaze
deer are
orange.
also dumb as shite though.
Yeah.
But then they like peel apart a fly and they're like, it can see ultraviolet and
Yeah.
infrared, and it can see.
Yeah.
They can see sounds
Time.
and crap.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's like no,
Yeah.
I don't think if you've never asked a fly, I think you're making a conjecture.
Yeah. And that last bit, pure gibberish.
Exactly.
Mama said flies can see.
Yeah.
All right, Caden, you ready?
Give me that mic. Wait.
Shout out all the vocal listeners. Thank you for. Thank me for listening to me. 'cause-
Yep. Please like and subscribe. Oh wait, I already do.
Yeah.
Thanks for resubscribing, Shacky.
Yeah. Thank you for rejoining the woke old Shacky. Next week, Shaq is our featured guest.
Indeed.
If he's not going to a wedding or funeral or whatever the freaks in Baker
I'm
show right
going.
now.
We got to do it 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire.
How the freak do I start this? Do I press stop?
Honey, you lose me, then you'll be